That's my line.
There is no place like Target to shop everything wicked.
Kind regards, masses, it's me, Highbike, and I am back with some more Hakuoki Chronicles of Wind and Blossom. The first song we were listening to for pre-stream was 8 Melodies, Earthbound, from Toilet in Wonderland. Oh man, that brings back good memories, but that was a Siva gonna rip, yeah, because you might have noticed. Or I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know. I took a little nap earlier. I'm still kind of tired, but the melody that was used there was Pee Pee Poo Poo by Baby Gata. I remember, oh my god, I used to sing that shit all the time, and like the Duck Jr. would always be mad when I sing it. Well, as a joke, because I used it kind of like what would you call that? But like back when we did CBT Mondays on Metal Gear Solid 5 online. I'd always like if we did matches, I always use that kind of like a that'd just be my song that I just like sing so I can get, I shoot my mark right. My killing song, that's what I call it. Yeah. I'd just be singing it and I remember I'd be like winning all the matches and shit. Good times. But and Toilet in Wonderland, I actually streamed that game before. I don't remember if I have a VOD for it. It might be buried somewhere on YouTube, but I low key kind of want to play it again because I got the bad ending. So, I'd like to go back to that game and actually get the good ending, but I don't know. Maybe in the far future, I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know. I just felt like playing that. So if you want to listen to that rip, I'll leave a link in chat here. But Toilet in Wonderland, it does use a lot of songs from video games or other internet media like already existing. It's just such a trip. Like I'd love to go back to that game sometime. But yeah, 8 Melodies from Earthbound is one of the songs that, it was just straight up used in the game. But of course the Siva Gunner Rip, they just used the Earthbound sound font to change the melody to pee pee poo poo. And then the second pre-stream song was Airman Stage, the OST version from Mega Man 2. You might have already guessed that was also a Siva Gunner rip. So the melody used for that one was Defying Gravity from Wicked. I still have that Wicked brain rot. Like the pre-stream video, I don't have a link to it, but kind of like yesterday, like it's a parody of that Wicked commercial for Target. And like it's like in the commercial, like people are just like, randomly finding items and they're singing like, "Oh, I like this," like, to the tune of like when Elphaba does the "Oh, ah," in Defying Gravity. But and then the actor that plays her in the movie actually like shows up, after this guy like he's kind of singing the line poorly, and then she's all like, "That's my line," and then she goes, "Oh, ah." I guess it's a meme on TikTok where they slow down her singing, and then that TikTok that I was playing for pre-stream vid was one of the parodies, and I guess there's a scooter brand, like an electric scooter brand called Lime. The tag said Poland, so I'm not sure. But I liked it because like the guy when he was like singing the line, excuse me, it's kind of out of tune, and then you have like that voiceover in the accent, just being all like, "Oh yes, you could buy it at Target," just parodying that Target ad. But anyways, let me leave a link to that second pre-stream song. But yeah, how was your guys' day? Mine was nice and chill. Had a nice chill day with Kyler, just cuddling with him for most of the day. I forgot to mention that we started Food Wars like last week. I think that was last week. But I'm liking the anime so far. It's very hammy. Like they have like these over the top like when people cook, they always have these over the top like explanations. They're like posing and shit, or like people would be like chopping up maybe onions or whatever like super fast. And if the food's really good, like they'll literally be having like food orgasms. It's like they take a bite and they're like, oh, it's so good. And then like they'll show like these people's clothes coming off, or like they're naked and they're just buried in whatever food that they're eating. It's whack, but I love it. It's just so over the top and silly. But it's basically about it's about this school, and there's these students just trying to just learning how to cook. It's a cooking school, and then the main character is like the son of this restaurant owner, and like he constantly wows the people who he's like eating food to, because he's just so good at what he does. But anyways, yeah, we were just watching some more of that today, and I'm just like, man, this is a funny anime. But yeah, hold on, I'll go ahead and I'll get the game set up. But yeah, last time on Hakuoki, oh man, that was a long stream. I just kept going, but we got into the Edo Blossoms portion of Haruda's route. Basically, Sanan kept harassing Yukimura, because he's all like, I need your blood so we can make the Fury Core stronger. And she's like, oh no. And then he was like lying about, telling her to keep quiet about, their little deal. Or else Heisuke would, he... I don't know, like something about he was going berserk, but then Heisuke wasn't actually going berserk. And Yukimura was trying not to get Haruda involved because Sanan was like pressuring her. But Haruda figured out that something wrong was going on. And that caused him to get closer to her, and like, I don't know, Yukimura is just fucking dense in this route. Like Haruda would straight up be like kissing her and stuff, and she'd be all like, oh, I don't know if he likes me. I think he just feels sorry for me. Fucking ridiculous. But I think at this point they've established themselves as a couple. I can't remember actually. But what I do remember is both Haruda and Yukimura left the Shinsengumi because policies have changed basically. Kondo got upgraded to a daimyo, I believe, and his ideals just, they're not the same as when the Shinsengumi first started, and Haruda doesn't vibe with that, so he's like, I'm leaving, and you're coming with me too, Yukimura, and she's like, oh, okay. At least that's how I remember it. But yeah, and Shiranui kind of popped up. I remember that happening too, but I don't exactly remember what happened there. Oh, we did also see the Bald Father at some point. And I don't know if he'll show up again. But yeah, that's what I remember. So let's see. Maybe we'll finish Haruda's route today. Who knows? Yeah, maybe I will, because I remember Edo Blossoms really only took like 2 streams, and like I think one of them might have been like, one of those longer streams too. So we might just finish Haruda's route tonight. I don't know. We'll see. Buckle down. Alright. So, let's get right into it. I am ready to read. That's my line. Alright, yeah. We are here. Yeah, you know what? Right at this point, I think I was falling asleep last stream, so I don't remember what was leading up to this. Yes! We had sprinted from the checkpoint in such a frenzy that my heart felt ready to burst in my chest. Haruda and I were bent over, our hands clutching our knees as we inhaled deep, long gulps of air. To curry favor. I don't think I've ever seen curry used as a verb before. Okay. Yes, I remember. Was there anything either of us could do? While on one hand it was nice to finally have a lead as to where we could find my father, Oh, we're looking for him. Okay. We had to meet up with Nagakura and prepare for the battle in Aizu. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think Nagakura left the Shinsenkumi too. I'm just like, because I remember that happened in the main route too. Oh, okay. If Mai and Harada's journey were to take us elsewhere, someplace far away from the heart of the battle, then there was a chance that Harada and Nagakura would never see each other ever again. I couldn't bear to let that happen. Harada. Just as I was about to voice my concern, Harada wrapped his arm around my shoulders and drew me into a tight embrace. Ah! I couldn't see his face clearly. Or could it be he was holding me this way precisely so that he couldn't see the expression he was making? Thought she fell into him. Yeah, I know, that's what it looked like, but no. How are you doing today, Jacob? What's up?
宇都宮に着いたら新八に事情を話して二人で江戸に戻ろう。
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try.
行動さんを説得するんだ。
But what about Nagakura?
いいから。
Bro.
そうしねえとお前一人で戻るとでも言い出しかねねえだろ。新八のやつは
Don't worry.
大丈夫だ。きっと分かってくれるさ。
I couldn't answer him. Something in the way he spoke befuddled me. It was almost as if he had been working to convince himself more than he was trying to convince me. Was Harada really fine with doing things this way? He and Nagakura's friendship stretched all the way back to their days in Chie Hall. It was incredibly important to him, and yet... Probably gonna have to get a retail job or some shit. Tutoring not working out. Well, either way, it would help to get extra money, but good luck with that. Chapter 4, April 1868. Harada and I traveled in great haste to Utsunomiya, reuniting safely with Nagakura.
お、佐野。二人とも無事だったんだな。
Too little demand for tutoring, right? Which sucks. I know. I'm sorry you can't, like, you know, it's not consistent enough.
見ての通りだよ。この俺がそう簡単に死ぬはずがねえだろうが。
まあ、そりゃそうか。なんせ腹を切っても死ななかったくらいだもんな。新政府軍の奴らも江戸を落としたことで天狗になってやがるだろうが、その鼻っ柱を叩き折ってやろうぜ。奴らの驚く顔が目に浮かぶね。もう俺たちは鳥羽伏見の時とは違うんだからな。
You got about halfway through Kamoshida's palace? Hey, nice. Glad to hear some progress there. And hello Chuck, how we doing today? Nagakura beamed with confidence, which perhaps was due to having learned new French-style military tactics. The Seikyo Corps had been broadening his horizons.
とりあえず長旅で疲れてるだろ。宿を用意してあるから休んどけよ。
いや、疲れてはいねえから気は使わねえでくれ。それより、お前に話してえことがあるんだが。
French style? Baguette. Yeah, he fights with baguettes now.
話？そんなの後でいいじゃねえか。彼女も長旅で疲れてるだろうし。さあ、行こうぜ。一番綺麗な部屋を用意してあるからな。
Changed into PJs, we'll be listening to Supreme Clientele by Ghostface Killah in a bit. Nice, nice. Well, glad to hear you're coming up. Oh, yes. Thank you. Nagakura excitedly ushered us inside. Later that evening, Nagakura came bursting into our room, bottle of liquor in hand. Damn, we were doing a drinking game. I would have been drinking by now. Well, okay, the first drink would have been don't worry, but yeah. There was an absurd part where you had seen Kate Sith but couldn't recruit him because your stock was full. Oh, man. I know, it sucks when that happens.
ほらほらほら、見ろよ佐野。奮発して高い酒買ってきてやったぜ。
Went back after fusing, but every random encounter was Silky's. Damn, rip.
あれってどこまで優しいんだろうな。こんな素晴らしい酒を独り占めせずお前に飲ましてやるなんて。
あのな、新八。酒を飲む前に話が。
バカ野郎、何言ってやがんだよ。まずは口の滑りをよくしねえと始まらねえだろ。
Nagakura was bouncing off the walls, more excited than I had ever seen him before. I interpreted it as his way of celebrating the fact that Harada and I had made safe passage en route to Utsunomiya. Watching Nagakura buzz with glee made it hard for Harada to turn him down a second time.
そうだな。そんじゃ一杯だけ。
They're gonna be drinking tonight. Spent 10 or 15 minutes farming shadows until you gave up and fused a Kate Sith instead. Oh, man. Unfortunately, it'd be like that. With a little more sake in his belly, Nagakura was more talkative than usual.
そういえばさ、まだ市営館にいた頃、みんなで吉原に遊びに行った時のこと覚えてるか？
いつのことだそりゃ。
ほら、近藤さんが初めてくっついてきた時のことだよ。やっぱりさ、ああいう店に行くと姉ちゃん方はみんな土方さんとお前
It's so funny how quiet Nagakura is now.
男は見た目が10割だからな。そんな中、近藤さんも内心モテてって思ってたんだろうな。何を思ったか、自分の口にげんこつ入れる宴会芸始めやがってよ。
ああ、思い出した。大受けだったな、ありゃ。いろんな意味で。
You got all the DLC too? Should put Morgana in the rainbow afro next time. Hell yeah.
そうそう。
Yeah, those skins are
ゲ
funny.
ラゲラ笑っててさ、モテてるっていうより笑われてんだ。だけど近藤さん、姉ちゃんたちにキャーキャー言われたのが嬉しかったみたいで、顔あからめてやがったんだよな。
いや、笑われてることには気づいてたと思うぜ。ああいう店で姉ちゃん方に指さされて笑われても軽く受け流せる人なんだ。あの人
Is that fisting?
そういうと
Yeah.
だな。あと、あれも覚えてるか？土方さんが俳句をこっそり書き留めてた口調を掃除のやつが見つけてきて、
Oh, I remember that.
それがまたすげえ下手くそで、みんなで大笑いしてたとこにちょうど土方さんが戻ってきてさ。
あったあった。あの人のあんな顔見たのは後にも先にもあれっきりだな。
Hanada and Nagakura eagerly traded stories as they whittled away the liquor from the bottle, one cup at a time. Most of the stories came from their earlier days at Chie Hall. Kondo did this, or Hijikata did that, or Okita was. Names and stories about people I'd grown to care so much for filled the room to the brim. They told each tale without a hint of negativity. Aww. It was as if the huge fight they'd had before leaving had never even happened. I know, share the liquor with Yukimura. Yeah, maybe she's just not drinking. She doesn't want to drink. Soon, Nagakura's speech became slurred, and he blinked slowly as he looked back at Harada.
で、今日は何があったんだ？
Excuse me.
お前がそういう飲み方するときって大抵何かあったときだろ。
As an outsider, their interaction was what I'd expect when two friends reconnect after a long time apart, but Harada knew Nagakura well enough to spot the difference. Nagakura fell silent. He toyed clumsily with his cup, watching what remained of his sake slosh around, until...
ゆうべさ、近藤さんの夢見たんだ。あの岩みてえな顔で腕組みしながらずっと黙っててさ。夢の中で俺、あの人に言いてえことをいつもの調子で言いまくってたんだよ。
I'm drinking to celebrate quitting drinking. Can you imagine?
近藤さん、俺の言葉が聞こえてんだか聞こえてねえんだかわからない感じで何も言わずに座ってたんだが、最後にさ、いきなり頭を下げて、 すまなかったって一言だけ言って
Weird dream.
どこかに行っちまったんだ。ねえ、冷めた時俺も
Oof.
しかしたらもう近藤さんに
Oh, yeah, I think we might be at that part of the story.
おかしいよな。てめえの都合で飛び出したのにどうして今さらあんな夢を見るんだよ。
I gotta get ready for Don't Drink December. Nagakura looked just as ready to burst into tears as he was into laughter, and without another word, he downed the remaining sake from his cup. I watched their entire conversation unfold from off to the side, silent and sober. The more inebriated Nagakura became, the more I realized why he had greeted us so fervently. For Nagakura, Harada was the only one he could talk to about the old days.
なんだかんだで冷え感の頃から一緒
Oh.
になってお前だけになっちまった。
だな。腐れ縁もいいとこだ。
そりゃお互い様だっての。だけどさ、だったら
You can barely even hear him now. Face completely flushed, Nagakura slid to the floor mid-sentence and started to snore.
相変わらず無茶な酔い方だぜ。
Harada and Nagakura reminiscing about the good old days, and Yugimura giving the funny. I don't even know what I call that face. The fisheye.
ガキじゃねえんだから、もう少し綺麗に飲めねえもんかな。
Harada sighed in exasperation as Nagakura's snoring filled the room. Even as Harada poked fun at Nagakura's boorish behavior, his gaze towards him was very gentle. Today, Nagakura did all of the talking, and Harada did all of the listening. If their positions were reversed, I was sure Harada would have a ton of stories he wanted Nagakura to hear.
面倒かけて悪いが、こいつを部屋に運んで布団敷くのを手伝ってくれるか。
Back this bedroom. Yeah, yes.
廊下にでも転がしておきてえとこだな。
Oh, imagine if they did.
明日目覚ました時にギャーギャー言われるのも鬱陶しいからな。
Oh, sure. Together, we hoisted the unconscious Nagakura on our shoulders, carried him to his room, and tucked him in. Like a little baby.
やれやれ。話すきっかけを見失っちまったな。
Oop.
あの野郎。話の腰を片っ端から折りやがった。
Why isn't Yukimura on a given name basis with Sanosuke yet? I know, right? Or, I mean... Oh, well, that's true. I mean, even when we were doing Okita's route, she didn't call him Soji until the very end. Oh, hey, Kyler. What's up? Oh. Oh shit. Something must have happened, huh? Alright. Well, I'll be awaiting the text, and then you guys are gonna have a pause. But other than that, I hope work is going okay.
悪いな。明日こそはあいつとちゃんと話をするからよ。
Please, there's nothing to apologize for. While it was true that there were still pressing matters to which we needed to attend, that sadly Nagakura had become too drunk to discuss. To some extent, I knew that Harada hadn't wanted to sink the mood of their conversation either. Oh shit. Oh damn. Well, I gotta get to Kyler really quick. Did I read this? I'll read it again. To some extent, I knew that Harada hadn't wanted to sink the mood of their conversation either. He wanted to savor the short time he had left with Nagakura. Or at least this was the impression I gathered from the melancholic expression on Harada's face. Oh, hold on. Still got Kyler texting.
せっかくの高い酒だってのにあんなこと言いやがるから全然酔えなかったぜ。
Man. Excuse me, what he said? Harada paused for a moment. He gazed up at the ceiling, inhaling a deep breath as he shut his eyes. He ran his thin, rough fingers through his hair. Finally, he opened his eyes, speaking as though he was confessing something to me.
実はさ、俺も
Bro.
近藤さんの夢を見たんだ。
Damn, everyone's dreaming about Kondo. But I'm pretty sure I know why.
新八と違って話はできなかったが、何か言いたそうにずっと黙っててな。二人で似たような夢を見るなんてえらい偶然だよな。虫の知らせって。
He's invading everyone's dreams. Have you dreamed this, man?
しかも夢の内容を考えると嫌な予感しかしねえ。
It was tough for me to offer any input, and instead, I lowered my gaze towards the floor. Nagakura had his own reasons for leaving, but Harada's only reason for abandoning his life with the Shinsengumi, including everyone he had cared about, was me. Oh, man. Okay. If Harada were still with the Shinsengumi, then perhaps he wouldn't have to feel this way. If I were an ordinary girl, then Harada would have had no reason to leave the comrades he'd spent years fighting alongside. Damn, Yukimura always blaming herself. And now he was even going to say goodbye to Nagakura, all because of me. I was forcing Harada to abandon his longtime battle companion, and stealing Nagakura's closest friend away from him.
お前そろそろ休んだ方がいいぜ。女の足でここまで来たんだ。疲れてるだろう。
Yeah, it's a long walk. I'm fine.
明日には江戸にトンボ帰りの予定なんだ。休んでおかねえと持たねえぞ。
Harada's resolve was stronger than I anticipated. Come hell or high water, he was determined to lead the two of us back into Edo. You're right. I'll get some sleep. Harada nodded towards me, and I quietly headed towards my bedroom. Carefully navigating the dimly lit hallway, I passed by Nagakura's room. He'd had quite a bit to drink, and I wondered to myself whether or not the alcohol had left his system yet. Out of concern, I silently poked my head into his room when... Ah! The man titties! I ran face first into Nagakura, who, to my surprise, had one foot out the door. Oh no! Please don't apologize. It was rude of me to enter unannounced. Damn. Man titties in your face. Man titties in your face. Man titties. Yes, you seem to be having so much fun drinking and reminiscing with Harada. I think the alcohol went to your head a little quick. Don't be. If anything, all it shows is how much fun you and Harada had together. Ahead of yourself?
佐野はとにかく強いからよ。背中を預けた時、あいつほど安心できるやつってのもそうそういねえからな。新選組を抜けた今、あいつと一緒にどんな戦い方ができるのか楽しみで仕方ねえんだ。
Nagakura's eyes beamed with enthusiasm. Nagakura had left his domain to dedicate his life to tireless training, all to become stronger. For Nagakura to admit without hesitation how much he relied upon Harada was telling. As I thought, Harada had to stay and keep fighting alongside him. It was a feeling that arose from the very bottom of my soul.
頭痛くなってきたからちょっと水飲んでくるぜ。
Good idea. I think I'll drink some of my water too.
あんまり夜更かしすんなよ。
Nagakura poked me with his elbow in a joking manner, then stumbled his way into the hallway towards the kitchen. Thank you, Nagakura. Thank you for helping me realize. Because of you, I was finally able to do what I must. Both of these choices fucking suck! What? Okay, there's no way we have to, like, leave without saying anything. No fucking way. Ugh, what the fuck? Yukimura, what is wrong with her? Oh my god. Well, okay. Let's see what happens if we say goodbye to Haruda. No, wait. Actually, I feel like if we do the leave without saying anything, maybe... Yeah, maybe... I don't know. I feel like that's the right thing we need to choose for this route. But... Well... No. Let's say goodbye to Haruda, because maybe then he'll convince... Be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Let's see what happens. After Nagakura fumbled awkwardly into the darkness, I turned around to head back to Haruda's room. Haruda, I need to speak with you. May I come in?
なんだ入れよ
Okay, yeah, that was the right choice. Yeah, we can't just fucking leave him.
さっさと寝ろって言っといたはずだろうあんまり夜更かしすると江戸に向かう途中でぶっ倒れち
Always
まう
good to
ぞ
talk things out. There was something peculiar about Haruda's demeanor, though it would have slipped unnoticed to an outsider. Maybe because I finally felt like I could understand him. But I could now see just how much stress he was under. Haruda, I'm leaving for Edo tomorrow. A stiff silence was hung between us. Haruda stared intently into my eyes. He didn't say a word. It felt like he might have seen this coming. You belong here, fighting alongside Nagakura. That means I will head for Edo alone. We have to say goodbye for now.
それは
Bruh.
相談じゃねえな
That's right. I'm telling you. There was not a shred of doubt within me. Haruda seemed to recognize this. I'll be fine on my own. It's not as dangerous as what you'll have to go through. This isn't farewell. I truly believe that. So I know everything will be alright.
本気でそう思うのか
No.
勝ち目の薄い合図何が起こるかわからねえ江戸それでもまた会えるなんて生ぬるいことを本気で信じてるってのか
My heart skipped in my chest. Of course I knew. It wouldn't be easy. Death was waiting for both of us at our respective battlefields. We may very well never see each other again. Our shared dream for the future may very well turn out to have been nothing but a naive delusion. A dull ache settled in the pit of my stomach. I don't want to live with any regrets. If I kept my mouth shut, then you would have just accompanied me to Edo, Haruda. But that would mean giving up something very important to you. Nagakura was Haruda's most trusted ally on the battlefield. Before I arrived, they were by all accounts inseparable, dedicated to becoming the strongest warriors they could be. Should Haruda betray that bond, I was sure it would leave him with a wound that would never heal. How could I possibly witness this and not be overcome with guilt? I'm just weak. I'm not worth all of this. All I want is for you to live your life without any regrets, Haruda. Imagine if Nagakura's death sound were Hawaii, and it's still loud enough for us to hear. Because I love you. Oh, that was the most that I could say to him right now. Haruda sighed deeply. It was unclear to me whether his sigh was out of frustration or resignation. Harada paused for a moment, searching for the right words.
いつかお前に言ったことがあったな。嫁さんをもらって静かに暮らすのが俺の夢だって。
I'm not gonna give up on that dream. I silently nodded. It was painful hearing him say this to me now.
正直に言うとな、今までも叶える機会がなかったわけじゃねえんだ。好意を寄せてくれる女は何人かいたし、嫁さんの面倒を見るくらいの給金は新選組にいた時にもらってたからな。それでも俺はそうしなかった。
Why?
なぜか。
Once more, I shook my head slowly. Hold on, I think I cut him off. I'm gonna hear his line again. Oh, there we go.
それでも俺はそうしなかった。なぜかわかるか。
Okay.
どうしても踏ん切りがつかなかったんだ。だってそうだろ。今日の命さえ知れねえ立場にいながら穏やかな暮らしを望むなんて矛盾してる。戦いの中で燃え尽きてえって願いと静かに暮らしてえって願いをまとめて叶えられるはずがねえんだ。
Something like despair lurked in his eyes. This wasn't the first time. Harada had likely fantasized about this life multiple times, only to have to give up. This seemed to be one of these times.
叶えられるのはどっちかしかねえ。新八と一緒に戦い続けるか、それとも。
I knew what he was about to say.
それともお前と生きるか。
My chest hurt. When I decided to leave, I thought I was ready for anything. But seeing Harada lay his dilemma bare before me, it hurt more than I expected.
お前は俺を選んだ。
I have.
俺と共に生きたいとそう言ったな。
I did. The dream I'd tried to kill was welling up again. Not the dilemma bear. Oh no. This wasn't good. Every word he forced out of my mouth made me despise the thought of ever leaving him more and more. I wanted to flee, right this instant. It was all I could do to hold back my tears. Just looking at his face was excruciating. If he was going to make his choice, then I wanted him to cut our bond right here and now. Just as my head was getting the better of me.
本当は分かってんだよ、俺だって。
I choose you!
わざわざ選ぶまでもなく、てめえの行く道なんてな。
Uh-huh. Harada suddenly grabbed a hold of my wrists, pulling me in close. I was thrown off balance by the strength of his hold. Whoa, whoa! Wow. Hang on, how do I get rid of the... There we go. Wow. Just appreciate that really quick. His face was so close. He seemed different from the other times he'd kissed me or held me in his arms.
何を選ぶかは分かりきってるのに、それでも今の俺を情けねえと思うか。
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Story of Harada. Harada's anger towards himself, the irritation he felt for doubting, and the pain and frustration he carried. He gazed at me, his eyes filled with pain.
これと決めた女ってのは、こうまで俺をかき乱すものかと。
Damn, that's saying something then.
選んでんだよ、とっくに。俺が選ぶのは
Aww.
お前だ。
Just bring Nagakura with you. Yeah. It's me and Harada and my friend Shinpachi. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It's just you, me, and this Nagakura between us. Imagine. Harada.
選ぶものの価値がでけえほど捨てるものもでかくなる。これから先 俺にはきっと何十回でもお前と何かを天秤にかける時が来る。それでも選ぶのはお前だけだ。捕まるっていうのはそういうことなんだよ。
For the first time, I saw Haruda's vulnerability, his desperate gaze, and I felt hopelessly in love. Oh. No matter how much I might regret it, these eyes, these thoughts, this person, I would never let go of any of them. No matter how sinful it may be. Oh, sinful! Ooh! You... My voice cracked as the words spilled out of my mouth. Will always choose me? For a split second, darkness flashed in his eyes. At that moment, he gave up on a path where he would wildly swing his spear, counting on his old friend as they aimed for new heights. I'm ready. You ready? Ah, my body is ready. And at the same time, I chose as well.
お前も選べ。話すな。この俺を。
I chose to dream with him. Hands! Oh, hands. Haruda pulled the cord holding my hair back, and the fine strands fanned out over the tatami mat. He undid my clothes, filling the air with the rustling of fabric. Hang on, can I even show this on here? Wait a minute. Whoa, this is ooh. I shivered as he rained kisses down on my bare skin. Damn, bro, they doing it right there? A single tear streamed down my cheek. I'd be lying if I'd said that I wasn't. I was confused at how easily I was letting myself be swept away. But one thought floated up in me that wiped all others from existence. I wanted him to touch me. I'm sorry. I wanted to give him everything, and I wanted him to take it.
もう逃がしちゃやれねえぞ。
Bro. Can you imagine if this was actually like R18? Like if they actually show shit? I reached out, trembling. Without missing a beat, Haruda clasped my hand tight. He interlocked his fingers with mine, as if he would never let go of me. And so, I believed in him. I believed in his rough hands, and accepted him. Haruda. Our breaths mingled, hot as if we were both caught in a feverish haze. He kissed me again, deeper than ever before. As our lips parted, Haruda gazed at me, murmuring softly into my ear.
Sanosuke.
Oh, now he's demanding first name basis. Let's go. Sanosuke. I called out his name for the first time. I engraved it deep in my core, along with the feel of his strong arms around me and the heat of his skin against mine. I was a demon, and he, a human. But that seemed so insignificant now. All I needed was to believe in him. I would be happy as long as I was with him. I wanted to make his dream come true. I wanted to be a part of it. I would do anything to make that happen. On our first night together, I quietly vowed this in my heart. You remember the word sinful was used for the Theodore sex scene too. Oh my god, you're right. Oh shit. Damn, I wonder if that's like the actual translation for all of that happening, or if it's just a coincidence. Insane. It's whack. Bro. Okay, there's still more. The following morning.
ああ、佐野、起きてるか。
Oh god, please tell me.
今日の昼には羽賀さんと今後の作戦について話し合うつもりだからな。色町なんぞに出かけるんじゃねえぞ。
Nagakura joked with Sanosuke, completely unaware that we had spent the night together. Oh, okay. No, okay. He didn't get it. He didn't catch us naked or anything, I guess. I did feel guilty seeing him like this.
あのな、新八。話してえことがあるんだ。
なんだよ話って。
Nagakura perked up out of curiosity, and Sanosuke was hesitant to answer at first. Sanosuke paused and took a deep breath. It was hard for him to look Nagakura in the eye.
俺はもうお前とは一緒に行けね
It would have been funnier
え。
if
こ
you
いつと
noticed,
共に江
right?
戸へ戻る。
Nagakura was stunned, standing with his jaw agape. Nagakura then forced out a dry laugh.
なんだよそれ。俺たちが新選組を
Bro!
真似か。
Damn, bro, he really hit him with that. Excuse me.
近藤さん相手に似たようなことを言ったっけ。
When Nagakura realized that Sanosuke was being serious, the mood in the room shifted. His expression dropped.
なあ佐野、どうしたって言うんだよ。俺たち今までずっと一緒にやってきたじゃねえか。
That demon pussy too strong.
新型の武器も手に入って薩長とまともに戦えるようになった矢先になんでいきなりそんなこと言い出すんだよ。
Oh no, the emotion in his voice, bro. Nagakura's voice trembled with unease. I never wanted to hear him sound like that. Sanosuke, however, didn't respond. He stood still, as if saying he wouldn't make excuses.
いつまで黙ってやがるつもりだ。理由を言う理由を。男と男の約束を違えるからには、
Oh
そ
damn.
れ
Dude.
相応の理由があるんだろうな。
Man, like I can even like slightly hear him more now. Imagine if we kept him on full volume.
なんとか言えよこら。
You really fucking Anki. Oh shit. Nagakura grabbed him by the lapel with a look of utter betrayal. Nagakura, you can't! I cried out without thinking.
余計な口出しするんじゃね
Sanosuke snapped at me. Nagakura picked up on our body language, clicking his tongue in response.
ああ、そうかよ。何も言いたくねえが。表に出やがれ。
Bruh.
どういうつもりでやがるのか。てめえのやりに聞いてやら。
Oh shit. Nagakura grabbed Sanosuke's spear and tossed it at him.
え。なんだよ。槍使わせてくれんのか。お前に合わせて刀でもいいんだぜこっちは。
刀同士じゃ俺が勝っちまうのは目に見えてるじゃねえか。これくらいの差はつけねえとな。
He stands up. Oh, there we go. Nagakura drew his sword and took his stance, breathing in deep to compose himself. It was so silent that one could hear a pin drop when...
それじゃあ。行くぞー!
You know, I did not expect this. Nagakura lunged forward, brutishly charging towards Sanosuke with his sword at the ready. There was no way of confusing Nagakura's aggressive movements with playful sparring. The tip of his blade was aimed right for Sanosuke's neck. If the strike were to hit true, then it would be fatal. In other words, Nagakura wasn't holding back.
読めてんだよ。お前の動きは。
Sanosuke's spear whistled through the air, catching Nagakura's blade with a long handle. Nagakura's face hardened as he was barely able to hold onto his sword. He leapt backwards, out of the reach of Sanosuke's spear. A second later, Sanosuke thrust his blade forward. The tip of the spear aimed right for Nagakura's throat, but... Nagakura nearly bent his spine backwards, getting out of the way of Sanosuke's spear. A murderous aura permeated the air around them. If either one let down their guard, blood would instantly be spilled. I was so tense I couldn't breathe. A sudden realization slapped me across the face. Both of them had lived their lives surrounded by such aura. Each thrust of Sanosuke's spear, each blow Nagakura sent crashing down. This conveyed their feelings better than anything ever could. A single wrong move and their lives could be forfeit. And they're smiling! Yeah, and yet both of them had huge grins plastered across their faces. Nagakura pressed forward no matter how many times he was pushed back. His swordsmanship was so polished that at times even Okito would lose against him.
腹が立つぐらい的確に急所ばっか狙ってきやがるな。
Bet they'd stop if Yukimura ran in. Yeah, right? Watch, it's gonna happen.
どんだけ人を切ってきたんだよ。
Even as his brow glistened with sweat and his eyes burned with a murderous aura, Nagakura smiled broadly.
そりゃお互い様だ。相手してるのが俺じゃなきゃとっくにくたばってるぜ。
Sanosuke responded with a smile in kind. They reveled in the fight, even as tension strained their bodies. The aura! And your mother! Eventually, Sanosuke shoved the butt of his spear squarely into the pit of Nagakura's stomach. There was no chance for Nagakura to dodge this time. This is the Harada Nagakura sex scene. Damn, I know, so much sex in this route, bro. Nagakura had the wind thoroughly knocked out of him, and he dropped to the floor in exhaustion. Sanosuke pointed the tip of his spear at his throat.
勝負あったな。
Can we hear the Nagakura sound again? Yeah, hold on.
勝負あったな。
Wait, what? No, this one. You know what? It doesn't even sound like a dude. It's like, after playing it a lot, it almost kind of sounds like a frog. Yeah, or I don't know. To me, maybe like if you like kind of whoosh. I don't know. It just doesn't sound like some dude. All right. Sanosuke gazed proudly down at his best friend, who had given this battle his all. I leave you with this. With his brows furrowed, Nagakura looked as if he was about to say something to Sanosuke, but instead he got back to his feet, dusting the dirt from off of his shoulders and knees.
ああ、くそ。さっぱり理解できねえや。そんだけ戦えんのに、俺たち二人ならもっとすげえことができるはずなのに。
Damn.
なんで戦う前から諦めちまうんだ。もったいなくてしょうがねえよ。そのやりがないてな。
He's fighting for that puss.
しかもその理由が女のためだろ。ああ、わかんねえ。わかんねえ。
Although Nagakura sounded flippant, upon closer inspection, he looked to be on the verge of tears. Oh. In response, Sanosuke gave him an affectionate glance.
お前みてえに剣のために剣を振るうのも、大義や天下国家のために振るうのもいいけどよ。惚れた女をてめえの背中でかばうってのが、剣を取るに値しねえ、くだらねえ理由だとは思わねえぜ。俺はな。そもそも男が武器を取るようになったのはなんでかって言えば、女子供を守るためだろ。
わかってるよ、それぐらい。負け惜しみくらい言わせろって。
Nagakura smirked wistfully, sheathing his sword. Finally, he turned to face his old friend.
なあ、佐野。一つ答えてほしいことがあるんだ。
なんだ。
もし彼女のことがなかったとしても、あの時新選組を辞めて俺と一緒に来てくれてたか。
Nagakura's abrupt question took Sanosuke by surprise, but then his face softened as he chuckled.
当たり前のことを聞いてんじゃねえよ。
Damn.
そもそも俺は今お前と一緒にここに立ってるだろうが、それが何よりの答えだろう。
Nagakura's eyes glistened with happy tears.
そっか。
They hug. Oh, there we go. Ah, yes.
もう付き合いきれねえや。二人でどこ
It's
へ
the
でも行くぜ。
Yukimura, Harada, and Nagakura route. Oh, look at them. Precious.
俺が信じる道を進むからよ。
Nagakura. Nagakura's arms were warm around us. It felt like he was giving us a gentle push forward.
言われなくても言ってやるよ。てめえこそ調子こいて新政府軍に足元をすくわれちまわねえよう気をつけろよな。
Sure enough, they were back to trading banter.
もし佐野に流されたらいつでも俺に言いに来いよ。
Aw.
俺がきっついお気を据えてやるからよ。そりゃもう今日の分の仕返しもたっぷり込めてな。
ああ、いつでも来やがれ。帰り討ちにしてやるぜ。
They acted just how they always did. Alright, Nagakura. Let's make sure we see each other again. So much so that it felt like they'd be seeing each other again tomorrow, like nothing had ever happened. Yes, I was sure they would meet again. Sometime, somewhere. So long as we were all still alive. Excuse me. But wait, there's more. Right? Yeah. We bid farewell to Nagakura. And then Sanosuke and I headed down the mountain path back to Edo. After walking a while, Sanosuke suddenly turned to face me.
体きつくねえか。ここらで少し休んだ方がいいか。
Huh? What do you mean by my body? Still have to deal with the hairless patriarch. Yeah, I was just about to say.
だから、ゆうべあんまり寝てねえだろ。
The events of the previous night sprang to life vividly in my mind. I couldn't even look at him. My cheeks felt as though they were on fire. I was hot from my face to the back of my ears. I kept my gaze firmly fixed on my feet. I'm fine. But are you alright, Sanosuke?
ん？俺はまあお前に比べりゃ体力はある。
Damn. That's not what I meant. I wasn't sure if I should say it. Although Sanosuke had assured me that he was truly content with leaving for Edo with me, leaving Nagakura must have been incredibly hard for him. But putting it into words would sound like I was questioning his sincerity, so I decided against it. Yukimura, like... Yeah, no, those emotes are just about right.
じゃあもう少し歩くか。休みたくなったらすぐ言えよ。
I will. Thank you. Continuing down the road, I watched the glow of sunset slip away into the horizon. Leaving Nagakura must have been incredibly hard for him. Well, it's not the only thing that was incredibly hard. Man.
今夜はここで野宿するしかねえか。
Sanosuke plopped his things down and started preparing a bonfire. Oh, fire! Oh, you're blocking the
夜
fire!
までには宿につけると思ったんだが、段取りが悪くてよ。
Oh, not at all. I apologize for walking so slowly.
先に休んでていいぜ。俺が火の番をしててやるから。
Oh, I don't mind watching the fire.
いいから言うこと聞いとけって。少しだけでも寝ておけば明日は楽になるからよ。
Sanosuke's voice was blunt as he tossed some wood pieces sitting nearby into the open flame. Ah, look at that fire. He was looking out for me. His insistence almost made me feel guilty for refusing the first time. Alright, then I'll take you up on your offer. Good night, Sanosuke. I rested my head against the root of a nearby tree, nestling atop the soft grass, and shut my eyes. I was so tired that I easily fell into a deep slumber. I had a dream that night. Bald!
お粥を作ったから食べなさい。
Father, I can't stop coughing.
おたふく風邪だから。
The
熱
mumps.
さえかかれば心配はいらんよ。
Ah, that's right. When I was younger, excuse me, Father had cared for me dutifully when I had grown ill from the mumps. Then, 5 or 6 years after I first started practicing my handwriting,
今日は何を習ってきたんだね。
some history about Edo and Chinese calligraphy. My teacher says that we don't need to study calligraphy though, that we should all start learning Dutch studies soon. Tell me about these Dutch studies. Let's see. Educational materials imported by the Dutch that cover an expansive range of topics such as anthropology and engineering. Interesting.
いや、蘭学も今や時代遅れらしい。イギリスやフランスの学問も
That's not Hijaker. Oh shit.
進んでいると聞いたね。
Oh shit, they messed up the text box. Excuse me. Really? Wow. Times sure are changing. Hijaker. Yes?
その気になる相手などはいないのか。
Oh, fuck the Dutch, right? What do you mean?
だからほら、お前もそろそろそういうことを考えねばならない年頃だろう。
What do you mean by these sorts of things? God, fucking Yukimura.
いや、
You really gotta make him spell it out for you, huh? Father looked incredibly uncomfortable. I now understood what he'd been getting at. He had suggested that if I ever were to fall in love, he would want me to let him know. Why was I dreaming this now? I was so happy right now. My father had never been anything but gentle and loving. But now, I had no choice but to kill him. Kill him! Kill him now! Father. My father smiled, held in the memory of happy days I knew would never return. I reached my hand out, desperately wanting my father back. Just then, she woke up.
しっかりしろ。
Yep. My eyes flew open as I was shaken awake. Sanosuke? My entire neck and back were dripping with cold sweat. Oh shit.
大丈夫か。ずいぶんうなされてたぜ。悪い夢でも見たのか。
Oh. My neck! My back! Look my... was I saying anything? Did I talk in my sleep? Sanosuke looked away from me. He fixed his gaze on the orange flame, flickering lightly through the darkness.
ああ、言ってた。父様って何
Damn.
度もな。
As soon as Sanosuke confirmed it, I was flung back into the dream from which I just awoke. Did I really stand any chance of stopping Father? Depending on how our reunion went, I may be forced to take his life with my own hands.
お前、平気か。覚悟はできてるのか。
Ready? Sanosuke's question touched precisely upon what worried me most. I was sure that his question hadn't only referred to the situation with my father. He was also asking if I was ready to forge ahead, believing in him wholeheartedly. He didn't say it directly, but I knew what he was thinking. I told him that... I mean, I'm pretty sure we gotta be real with him. So, like, say I'm doubtful, I guess, right? I'm still doubtful. To be honest, I still have my doubts. I decided to be honest with them. There we go. The things we give up to get what we want. I don't think there's any way we'll be able to forget about them so long as we live. It's like you said last night, Sanosuke. Every time we choose, every time we give something up, we'll end up wondering if we did the right thing. Sanosuke had given up many things to be with me. It would be impossible for him to simply forget how incredibly important they had been to him. Our bonfire crackled in the background, echoing through the silence. But this is the path I chose. Time and time again, I'd been forced to make difficult decisions, and each time I doubted what was the best thing to do. But even so, I would keep choosing him without fail, every single time. After another moment of silence, Sanosuke spoke. Yeah, okay. That had a feeling.
似たようなことを考えるもんだな。
Hey! Then he gently rested his hands upon my shoulders. I jumped, turning to look up. The look in his eyes captivated me. He tenderly grazed my cheek, trailing his hand down to my chin before tilting my head upwards. I had better intuition for that choice than you. Oh, yeah? Yeah, I mean, from what I'm getting from Haruda's route is that he wants us to be honest. Like, he like, wears his heart on his sleeve. Or, like, you know, I expect that's what he would want us to say. Like, be real with him. Oh. I froze. Sanosuke's beautiful eyes were gazing into me. There was such kindness, such strength in them, but also fear and weakness.
目閉じろ。
Oh, he's gonna give a kiss. Huh? Oh. He urged me softly, and I shut my eyes. My heart raced. I could vividly feel the warmth of Sanosuke's hand on my skin. I knew what was about to happen. The feel of his lips on mine, the heat, I remembered it all. Ooh. Dang. At long last, he softly kissed me. Oh, look at them. Look at them. This was different from the first kiss he'd stolen from me. It was also different from last night, when he'd kissed me desperately, eager to erase all distance between us and move his body against mine. Now he seemed to want to vanquish all the doubt and hesitation in my heart. So he simply, softly kissed me. Her head is easy to support because there's only one brain cell in there. Damn, dude. As our lips moved together, I could feel the heat from his body, the pounding of his heart. And I knew that he felt the same way I did. We were touching as if to comfort each other, to fill the holes left behind in each other's hearts. What words could describe this feeling? My heart was racing, my cheeks were on fire, and yet my heart was calm as a windless sea. Sanosuke pulled back briefly to catch his breath, then kissed me once more. It was deeper now, more passionate. It felt as if he was drinking me in, probing deep inside my heart. I threw my arms around him to pull him close. His touch, his warmth, conveyed the depths of his passion, and I wanted to take all of it in. Finally, he softly released his hold. He pulled away.
現金なもんだな、我ながら。
Huh? Oh, the doubt was gone from his eyes. Oh, yeah, no, see? Yeah. Huh? Me too, Yukimura.
あれだけ悩んで揺らいでた気持ちが今は嘘みたいに落ち着いてる。そうどころかいいよで切腹騒ぎを起こしてだけど死に底だって
Wait, what? Did he tell us about that?
バンしちまったのもその後江戸で新八や近藤さんたちと出会ったのもみんなで一旗あげようって今日に来て新選組を
He mentioned it before. Oh, okay, I forgot. I wonder if I was drinking that night.
すべては今この瞬間のためだったんじゃねえかって
Hearing Sanosuke express his true feelings brought me incredible joy. I felt the same way he did. How I went to Kyoto in search of father, how I came to live with the Shinsengumi. It had all been so that I could meet this man and spend the rest of my life with him. Oh. Will I return Nagakura's volume back to normal on his route? Hold on, is there actually a route for Nagakura? Well, okay, yeah, sure. We'll do that. I think we should. If we're trying to take Nagakura for who he is, we have to burden our ears with that. It felt like it was all coming together now. My life up till now, and the time we had spent together.
何が起きても壊れねえ関係ってのに憧れてるって前に言ってたし
Oh, duh! Wait, of course there's a Nagakura route. It shows in the little menu thing. Yeah. Okay, well yeah, in that case, we will definitely have his normal volume for his route. Gotta take it all in.
どんな夫婦でも最初から強い絆で結ばれてるわけじゃねえんだろうな。何度も迷って立ち止まってその度にこうやって互いの気持ちを確かめ合って
Mhm.
そうするうちに少しずつ本物の夫婦になっていくんじゃねえかなきっと。
Yes. Yes. Just as we'd experienced many times up till now, in the future, I was sure there would be times when we wouldn't be sure how to move forward. But even so, I would continue to choose to be with him. He made me stronger. He calmed all the doubt and uncertainty in my heart. The trick to romancing Nagakura will be yelling. So true. Yes. Just as steel was first melted and became stronger, together we would forge a bond strong enough to withstand any hardship. Nagakura and MC Ride. I ship it. Oh, it's already May? What? Oh, and it's time for me to take my meds. Alright, let me see. Got my new pack. May 1868. Oh, she went back to fucking announcing the dates now? Now? Really? Alright. Okay. By a stroke of luck, Sanosuke and I managed to avoid any detection from the Imperial Army troops, passing the Kitasenju checkpoint into Edo. My neck, my back, lick my oni and hijack. Damn. But
あいつら隠れるぞ。
yes! Sanosuke and I hurriedly hid in the shadows. We watched a group of armed men clad in Western uniforms pass through the street. Once they'd marched out of sight, we slowly emerged back onto the main road.
たく江戸城を明け渡してからまだ一月かそこらしか経ってねっていうのに新政府軍のやつらすっかり我が物顔で江戸をうろつき回りやがって
What should we do?
とりあえず行動さんや羅刹どもを見つけ出さねえことにはどうにもならねえが
Right, but since Sanosuke too was dressed in a Western uniform, there was no doubt we would arouse immediate suspicion in any crowded area. But if we went into hiding, we have no chance of finding my father. You know what? I've been wondering this, but I mean, he got that uniform with the Shinsengumi. It's like, why is he still wearing the uniform? Can't they just like change in other clothes? Like, he's not with anyone anymore. Excuse me. Maybe he just misses the Shinsengumi, wears it in their honor or something. Maybe, I don't know. Just then. Is that... Oh my god, is that Ibuki? They can't afford the new sprays. I know, right? Too much budget. I realized a young man about my age was staring directly at us. Oh no. Was he about to report us to the Imperial Army? Just as I prepared for Sanosuke to tell me to run.
あんた
もしかして
Young
あなた
man.
か
Bro! Sonosuke jumped, slowly turning his head to look over his shoulder at the man. His eyes blinked and shut twice in astonishment.
誰かと思えば龍之介か。生きてたのかよ。
Holy fuck, that is so cool that he's in Harada's route. So, I wonder though, because for the original game, like Ryunosuke is maybe he was like supposed to be a random character and then they decided to flesh out his route in like that game that he stars in. I don't know. But that's cool seeing him though. Yeah, Ryunosuke Ibuki, a man that was staying with the Shinsengumi back when they were called the Roshigumi. Interesting. I'd have to do my research. I wonder if he actually is in the original game.
ああ見ての通りだってここにいると新政府軍のやつらに見つかっちまうかもしれないからとりあえず俺の家行くぞ
I had absolutely no idea who this man was. He seemed to be an acquaintance of Sanosuke's, but could he be trusted? I gulped anxiously, but Sanosuke rested his hand gently on my shoulder. They're on a given name basis too, right?
行こうぜ。大丈夫だ。
Man,
こい
like,
つは信用できるやつだからな。
I wish that Ibuki's game was translated. Like, the last time I checked, there were no translations at all. So, like, I really want to know what his game's like. I mean, we've seen the anime adaptation, but it's just like, ooh, I want to do Soji route. We snuck quietly through the narrow Edo alleyways with the young man as he led us back to his home. From what Sanosuke told me, his name was Ibuki. He was an old friend of Sanosuke's and the rest of the Shinsengumi from back in their humble beginnings.
しかしまさかあんたがまだ江戸にいるとは思わなかったな
Ibuki, how old are you? In dog years. Because he a dog, right?
新選組の大使連中はみんな北に向かったって聞いてたんだが
Damn, so I'm just imagining, like, at the end of Ibuki's game, the Shinsengumi are like, I just lost my dog! Sanosuke momentarily flicked his eyes at me before responding to Ibuki.
いろいろと事情があってな。お前の方こそまさか英士になってるとは思わなかったぜ。
Oh, right, that's right.
意
he
外な
paints.
才能があったんだな。
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. Earlier in this route, they had a painting drawn by him. Right, and now we see him. Funny. Sanosuke glanced at the walls in the back of the room, which were neatly arranged with paintings next to Ibuki's paint supplies. Charcoal images, which looked to be practice pieces, were scattered on the floor.
まだ見習いだけどな食べていくだけでやっとだよ
Do we get to see his lady?
それで食っていけるんだから大したもんじゃねえか。
俺一人じゃとても無理だったよ
He blushy.
でも
I noticed Ibuki's cheeks I noticed Ibuki's cheeks become a tad rosy. Just then, the door behind us creaked as it slid open, and someone stepped into the room. Yes, it's
ちょっ
her.
とおもてなしもできなくてごめんなさい。外ですが、どうぞ。
A young woman, whom I assumed to be around the same age as myself, entered the room with a tray of tea. Her hairstyle was so feminine and elegant. I guessed that she was quite close to Ibuki. Oh yeah, quite close, alright. The way they looked at each other spoke volumes.
誰かと思えば島原で舞妓やってた嬢ちゃんじゃねえか。
Hold on, I just have to look at like her sprite and Ibuki, like I don't know. It's probably because of the big anime eyes from her, but I don't know. She feels like I don't know, like she's from somewhere else, like a whole different game. Her head, I don't know. Her head also looks kind of bigger than Ibuki's too.
名前は確か小鈴って言ったか。
Well, let me see what they had to say about her. Kosuzu, a former apprentice Geigi in Shimabara. She knew the Shinsengumi during their early days in Kyoto and is married to Ryunosuke Ibuki. Kosuzu is her stage name. So what's her real name?
覚えていてくださったんですね。その説はお世話になりました。小鈴っていうのは島原に
Oh, okay, that answers my question.
本当の名前はしずって言うんです。
Interesting. What do they have to say about that? Oh, that's it. Kosuzu's real name. Okay. Huh. I didn't even know. Shizu bowed politely towards Sanosuke before turning to face me.
こちらの方は
My name is Yukimura. Very nice to meet you. She gave me an odd look as I rushed to introduce myself.
間違ってたらすみません。
I know, right?
人
Ridiculous that the Shizu just needed its own entry. Just for that. Oh, yes, I have my reasons.
そうなのか？
Oh, hold on, I have to open the line. Damn. I didn't even know. I didn't consider Kosuzu wasn't even her real name. I just kind of took it as it was. Okay, here, I got it. I got it.
Seriously?
Alright. I'm pleased now.
龍之介さん気づかなかったの？
言われてみれば男にしちゃ線が細い気がしなくもなかったが
Damn.
男の髪型と着物なんだから男だと思うだろう普通。
僕年人なのは相変わらずだな。
This himbo. Sanosuke patted Ibuki on the back jokingly as the latter pouted in genuine confusion.
でも原田と二人きりで江戸に戻ってきたってことはあんたらもしかして
Oh, it was a little too embarrassing to say out loud.
そりゃあ決まってるじゃない。
Well, it's obvious, isn't? Man, these translators.
原田さんはきっと女の人といい加減な気持ちで付き合ったりしないでしょうし。
It appeared that Mai and Sanosuke's relationship was blaringly obvious to them. Sanosuke, however, seemed completely unfazed. Well, I don't know. They have that relationship vibe, right? They have the sense. They can smell other relationships. I feel like this route has more typos than in others we've seen. Right? Yeah, we've had quite a few. Sanosuke perked into a proud grin. And you know what? The funny thing about that is, like, they claim that they would, like, retranslate, you know, this port of the game, fix any mistakes. So I guess we'll see about that. Because I guess, I've, like, seen some reviews and stuff, like, there's, like, certain lines, in the Steam version of the game, where it's, like, maybe they were translated weirdly. Like, there were certain expressions that maybe Hijikata would say that kind of didn't really fit his character, just because of the translation errors. But I don't know. Seeing this route, it feels like they didn't do much. But anyways, Sanosuke perked into a proud grin. Hearing him answer their questions so eagerly only served to make me even more embarrassed. I couldn't even look up from the floor.
にしてもあんたも大変そうだな。
Huh? What do you mean by that?
原田なんかと一緒にいると心配でしょうがないんじゃないか。命知らずだし短気だし気に入らないことがあるとすぐに手が出るし。
原田さんは女の人には優しいわよ。ね、雪村さん。
Yes, he's very good to me. Or I'm used to. What the heck? What am I supposed to say? Yeah, this one's a little tough, actually. I feel like I should say yes, he's very good to me. Let's see what happens. This was rather awkward to admit to people I just met, but Yes, he's very good to me. That was how I truly felt.
もともと女の人には優しいけど雪村さんには特にかしら。
Entry, huh? An expression of confusion. Can you imagine? Huh? Oh. Yet again, I was confronted with a social quagmire. Giggity. If I answered yes, then I was worried I would seem conceited. But Sanosuke answered for me without missing a beat. Oh, hey, look at me! I'm on a roll tonight!
そりゃ特別に決まってるだろう。嫁さんになる女なんだから。
Ooh. How unfair of him to say that so casually. It was bad for my heart. I felt like I needed to hit back, but nothing came to mind.
たく幸せそうな顔しやがってのろけられちまったな。
ごちそうさま。
Oh, I was at a complete loss for what to say. After exchanging a few more pleasantries, Sanosuke gulped down the rest of his tea and placed his cup down. As he let out a heavy sigh, the mood in the room changed. He spoke with a low, hushed tone.
ところでよ、今江戸の状況はどうなってるんだ？
あんたらが見た通りだよ。江戸城を明け渡してから新政府軍のやつらがでかい顔をしててな。少しでも怪しまれるとすぐに連れて行かれてしつこく取り調べられるらしい。
You mean, even though everyone who wants to fight is left?
幕府側の人間全員が江戸城を明け渡しに同意してたわけじゃないらしいからな。将棋隊ってやつらが上野の寛永寺に立てこもってるらしいし、新政府軍もそいつらをどうやって抑えるか頭を悩ませてるんじゃないか。場合によっちゃ江戸中を巻き込む戦になるかもしれないしな。
If a wide-scale battle were to break out, I was sure my father would rush to the scene. His furies would come swarming in to feast on the blood of the dead and of those at death's door. I couldn't help but glance at Sanosuke. He returned the gesture, furrowing his brow as he gazed deeply into my eyes.
おい、どうしたんだよ。まさかあんたたち上野に行くつもりじゃないだろうな。
決まってるだろう。俺たちはそのために江戸に戻ってきたんだからな。
Sanosuke's response was deadpan, and Ibuki shifted uncomfortably in his seat.
考え直せって。将棋隊だけでも何百人って軍勢が上野に集まってるんだぞ。もちろん新政府軍側にはそれ以上の兵がいるはずだ。あんたたち二人が行ったところで何ができるって言うんだよ。
別に新政府軍相手に戦を仕掛けるわけじゃねえよ。俺たちが戦うのは奴らとは別の連中だ。
別の連中？
Ibuki was befuddled, but Sanosuke didn't explain further. Most likely, he wanted to avoid involving his old friend in all this. Shizu picked up on this awkward tension and...
ねえ龍之介さん、お二人にはそろそろ休んでもらったら。江戸に戻ってきたばかりで疲れてるでしょうし。
ああ、まあそうか。
悪いな、気を使わせちまって。お前は先に休んでろよ。
I would be lying if I'd said that I wasn't incredibly curious as to what Sanosuke and Ibuki were going to discuss if I went to bed, but considering the two of them were longtime friends, I was sure there were plenty of stories to exchange. Alright then, I'll rest first.
奥へどうぞ。あんまり広くはありませんけど。
I followed Shizu as she kindly showed me the way. Maybe because I'd been sleeping outside since we'd left Utsunomiya. As soon as I laid down, I dozed off immediately. It was unclear to me how much time passed. I turned over, reaching out of habit, but realized that Sanosuke wasn't there. Was he still talking with Ibuki? I listened closely, but I couldn't hear anyone. Concerned, I dragged myself out of the futon and quietly tiptoed into the hallway. I poked my head around, seeing Shizu in the next room doing some mending.
雪村さん、もうお目覚めですか？
Okay, Ibuki, let's share sex tips. Yes, I couldn't get back to sleep. I don't see Sanosuke or Ibuki anywhere around. Do you know where they went?
あの二人なら外で話をしてくるって言ってましたけど。
Outside? Did Sanosuke actually leave in his Western uniform? What if a group of Imperial soldiers were to spot them? I'm going to check up on them. I bowed curtly and sprinted out of their home. I flicked my eyes back and forth until I spotted the two of them talking just outside of the house. Like I had suspected, they were absorbed by their conversation. It seemed neither of them had noticed me.
あんたたちが上野に行かなきゃならない事情はよく分かった。どうしてあんたが長倉や平助と別行動をとってたのか気になってたんだが、みんな自分の道を見つけたってことなんだな。
まあそういうことだな。
あいつらのこと気にならないのか。仲良かっただろうあんたら。
寂しくねえって言えば嘘になるが、道が分かれちまったってことは俺やあいつらが自分で決めた道を歩いてるってことだ。お前もそうだろ、龍之介。
Ibuki silently nodded as he tilted his gaze downwards. After a moment, he murmured under his breath. So Heisuke just kind of stayed behind with the Shinsengumi, so he's still part of the Fury Corps.
でも賞賛はあるのか。
But I mean, remembering from the main route, I think he'll still end up with, a bad fate in battle.
今の話が本当なら、新選組にいた羅刹より始末が悪い奴らが新政府軍についてるんだろう。
賞賛があろうとなかろうと、父親がやってることを見て見ぬふりができる女じゃねえんだ、あいつは。
My heart skipped a beat when I realized he was talking about me. Sanosuke went on confidently.
あいつの目的は俺の目的だ。花から他の道なんてねえさ。
If you asked my younger self what she thought, she would have felt utterly unworthy of such affection. But if you were to ask me of the present day, the unwavering love conveyed through his words made me nothing but overjoyed. I wanted nothing more than to return the favor, as there was no one else in the world I cherished more.
お前だって多分俺と同じ立場なら同じことをするはずだぜ。
For a while, Ibuki kept his eyes fixed upon the ground. Sanosuke took the initiative by breaking the silence.
言えてきたな。そろそろ中に戻るか。
He muttered quietly, turning to head towards the entrance. I darted back inside through the front door, rushing back to get into the futon before he did. Thank you, Sanosuke. As long as the two of us were together, then I believed that we could conquer whatever challenges lay ahead. The next night, Ibuki and Shizu saw us off before we made our way to Ueno.
そんじゃあ二人とも世話になったな。
Yes, thank you so much! Thank you! That might just be what I need to bust! That might just be what I need to bust! Cause I'm bussin'! I'm bussin'! We'll call on you on another occasion. I love that it's not just thank you so much, but she actually says yes, thank you so much. I love that. Yukimura, I'm fucking stupid. Sanosuke, hi, I'm stupid. Oh my god, Sanosuke, no! Baldfather. Haha, Harada, you are banging my daughter. Right? I'm busting! How we doing tonight, Venom? What's up?
こちらこそまたいつでも遊びに来てくださいね。
Shizu smiled warmly at us, but Ibuki seemed reluctant to send his friend off so soon. I'm about to blow. Your boy's about to explode.
ほら、ゆうのすけさんもちゃんと挨拶しなくちゃ。
いいよ。話ならもう夕べのうちに済ませてあるしな。
済ませてあるからいいってものでもないでしょ。挨拶はきちんとしなきゃ。
Ibuki grimaced in discomfort, but after Shizu's prodding, he timidly approached Sanosuke.
覚悟を決めてるやつにこんなことを言うこと自体無粋なのかもしれない。
Sorry, the way he slid. Ibuki cut his sentence short, his voice trailing off towards the end. He looked like he was too full of emotion to speak. At long last, he spoke his piece. Hold on, is it supposed to be that piece, or like peace is in peace be with you? Whatever.
死ぬなよ、原田。絶対に。
Sanosuke's eyes widened incredulously. At first, he simply opened his mouth without saying a word. After a moment, Aww! Ibuki gets his own CG with them!
惚れた女を置いて俺だけ死ぬわけにはいかねえだろうが。
Man. That is so cool. You thought it was peace, like peace and love, and now I'm not sure. Yeah, right? I mean, that's what I was thinking too. Whatever. I love this. I love that we get to see Ibuki in this route. That's really cool. Sanosuke grabbed a fistful of Ibuki's hair, rustling it playfully. Ibuki, however, was in no mood to joke. His lips were tightly pursed into a line, and it still seemed as though he was holding something back. Sanosuke chose not to press the matter. Instead, he gazed at him, eyes full of warmth.
俺たちはいろんなしがらみから解放されるため、自分たちの未来を作るために戦いに行くんだ。死んだりしねえよ。
This seemed to put Ibuki at ease, even if just a little bit.
そっか。
A relieved smile formed on his lips.
あのさ、原田。
ん？なんだ？
もしあんたがいなかったら、俺、今こうしてここに立ってなかっただろうし、シズと一緒になることもなかったはずだ。本当にありがとうな。
Ibuki's words coaxed a small chuckle out of Sanosuke.
いや、そんなことはねえと思うぜ。俺はただ背を押しただけだ。前に進むことを決めたのはお前だよ。
Although none of us seemed keen on parting, we bid our final farewell to Ibuki and Shizu and departed for Ueno. After our two friends were out of earshot, I heard Sanosuke mumble, almost under his breath.
新選組にいた頃とは見違えたな、龍之介のやつ。昔のあいつは車に構えてるくせに腹をくくらねえところがあったんだが。
A small smile curled on his lips.
男ってのは守るものを見つけたとき、ようやく覚悟が決まるものなのかもしれねえな。
Sanosuke extended his hand towards me, and he clasped my hand tight. I grasped his rough, strong hand in return. I don't think men are the only ones. Sanosuke looked towards me. I looked back at him, continuing with my point. Since the moment you told me you loved me, Sanosuke, my heart has been made up. So long as I had him by my side, I was confident I could endure any hardship. I wouldn't be afraid, not matter what the path ahead had in store. Okay. She really likes noting how rough his hands are. She likes the feel. She likes when his hands are on her.
本 強いもんだな。
So true. Sanosuke tightened his grip on my hand. As our fingers wove together, I could feel his strong determination. I would never let go of his hand. We continued hastily down the mountainous path heading in the direction of Ueno, but our arrival could not have been more poorly timed. As Ibuki had informed us, the Shogi company had confined themselves within Kan'ei Temple in Ueno, ready for a siege. The Imperial Army had completely surrounded Mount Ueno and wasted no time in launching an attack. As the rain fell incessantly, the two sides had clashed in a terrifying battle. By the time of our arrival, victory had fallen into the hands of the Imperials. Sanosuke and I hid behind a thick wall of trees beside the opening of the trail leading to Mount Ueno. Sanosuke, do you really think my father will pass through this route?
多分な。あれだけの数の羅刹を連れて移動できる道は限られてる。連中もまだ羅刹をなるべく人目にはさらしたくねえはずだ。とすると、夜のうちに動くしかねえ。将棋隊の奴らの死体が腐りきらねえ今晩のうちに来ると思うぜ。
I reached my hand down towards my waist, wrapping my fingers around the hilt of my kodachi. Would father really come? And would I truly be able to stop him? Sanosuke rested his hand upon my shoulder. Without saying anything, he picked up on my nervousness, offering me a small gesture to comfort me. Better be careful, this battle's where the historical Harada died. Oh shit! Oh no! No! Great, I don't know how this is gonna end then. I wasn't alone. The man I loved most was here for me. Just as the thought crossed my mind, footsteps echoed in the distance. It wasn't only a dozen, or even 24 feet. They numbered in the hundreds, perhaps more. It was inconceivable to think that this many soldiers could have mobilized at such a late hour, doubly so considering the battle was long over. Excuse me. Which could only mean... I poked my head from behind the trees to get a better look. I couldn't help but gulp at what I saw. Hundreds of crimson eyes shining through the darkness. Sure, it'll be fine. No one ever dies in Hakuoki. Oh, right? Yeah, no, they're all just fine in the end. Tis only flesh wounds if they get injured. Tufts of white hair dotted the head of every soldier, like apparitions floating in the dark of night. At the head of the formation was... the only one without hair! Father. The kind father who raised me since I was a young girl, and the person I must now risk my life to stop. I tightened my grip around my kodachi, about to leap out. Sanosuke stuck his arm in front of me.
ダメだ。羅刹の数が多すぎだ。
But Sanosuke was right. They outnumbered us 100 to 1. Even with the reach of Sanosuke's spear, there was no way for us to challenge them all at once. But if we missed this opportunity to strike, then we might lose sight of where father was heading. I panicked as I wondered what to do when... gunfire cracked, echoing into the night. The bullet hit the Fury, and he let out a cry of pain as he fell to the ground. Wait, bullet, huh? I wonder. Could it be? Yup. Shit. He might take care of the job for us. Shiranui called out to father, smoke rising from the barrel of his pistol.
俺は知らぬいさま。いや、ああ、様などとつける必要もないか。先日は私の可愛い子供たちと遊んでくれてありがとう。おかげで改善すべき点がいくつも見つかった。古い鬼も たまには役に立つのだな。
Damn, the beats in this song though. Father's facetious statement made Shiranui scoff.
てめえ長州のやつらまで巻き込みやがったな。てめえが勝手に羅刹を作って楽しんでる分には知ったこっちゃねえが、都合のいいことを並べ立ててあいつらを騙したことだけは許せね
何のことだか。私は騙したつもりなどないのだがね。
え。とぼけんじゃねえ。今日の戦いの指揮を取ってたのは長州の連中だろうが。
だから巻き込んだりはしていない。私の研究の成果を聞き、落ち水の改良に協力したいと言ったのは欧州の人々なのだから。
なんだって。
江戸城も落ち、徳川慶喜将軍は謹慎中。新政府軍の勢いはとどまるところを知らない。だがそれはあくまでも日の本国内の話だ。幕軍を片付けた後はさらに大きな敵と対峙せねばならない。イギリス、フランス、アメリカ、そして世界最大の領土を誇るロシア。圧倒的な工業力と兵力を持った西洋の国々が虎視眈々と我が国を狙っている。
ああ、そうだ。あいつが高杉が上海に出かけた時、西洋人が秦国の連中をまるで犬っころみてえに扱ってるのを見て、近い将来日本も絶対こうなるだろうって思ったそうだ。そうならねえためにこの国をもっと強い国に生まれ変わらせなきゃならねえってな。
そうだろう。長州藩士たちが私の研究を高く評価したのも当然のこと。西洋と渡り合える国を作るには金と技術、そして強い兵が必要なのだからね。この乱世、日の本の独立を守るためには強い兵を生み育て、最強の軍事国家を作るしかあるまい。
そのために羅刹の実験をしてるってわけか。
その通り。羅刹ならば死を恐れることはない。心臓を貫かれぬ
You
限
know what? While
り
they're
死ぬこと
talking,
もない。
I have to strengthen the code on my nails.
何があっても後退などしない最強の軍隊が出来上がるのだ。
Shiranui couldn't stand and listen to this any longer.
ふざけんじゃねえ。
At last, he lashed out and interrupted father.
確かに高須は新しい国をどこにも負けねえ強い国を作りてえって口癖みてえに言ってやがったさ。だけどな、あいつは血ヘドを吐きながら戦場に立って病でボロボロの体を引きずって血の塊を吐いてくたばっちまう瞬間まで人間だったぜ。ひ弱で大した力もねえし、ちっぽけですぐ死んじまう。俺が嫌いでしょうがねえ生き物のままだったよ。
Shiranui's words were harsh, but his voice was shaking. He considered humans to be beneath him, and yet he was truly angry for his friend who had passed away.
そんなあいつがこんな最悪の戦い方を望むはずがねえ。
やはり分かっていただけないか。では仕方ない。
Filthy monkeys. They know, huh? Father snapped his fingers before addressing the Furies lurking behind him.
ああ、羅刹たち、そこにいる鬼の血を 存分にすするがいい。
Oh, speaking of filthy monkeys. So, in Food Wars, I noticed, like, there's this one character who's, like, almost always, like, only in an apron or, like, one of those, oh, what are those called? Not a thong, but, like, the... loincloth. Yeah, like, he's apparently one of the top 10 students in the academy, but I think he's voiced by the same guy who voices Geto and Rohan from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. But for sure, there's this other guy, he's supposed to be like a top chef, and like as soon as he speaks, I'm just like, oh my god, it's Dio. Like, I swear, like, Takahito Koyasu has such a recognizable voice. It's like as soon as you hear him, it's like, oh shit, that's him. It's just always fun to see like where he'll randomly pop up in an anime. Dio! Yeah. No sooner than when no sooner than when the words left father's mouth. A score of crimson eyes fixed themselves on Shiranui. Thought I was gonna say Gojo. No. But I wouldn't be surprised if Gojo's voice actor was there too. I probably just don't recognize him as much. Cause like, what's his name? Takahiro Sakurai and Takahito Koyasu, like, they have very distinctive voices. So it's like when you hear them, you can tell when they're in an anime. What's the name of Gojo's voice actor? He also voices Bucciarati. But yeah, whatever. I'm forgetting the name, but like, I don't know. His voice, I feel like if you listen to him enough, you'll be able to point him out. But at the same time, there's other voice actors that kinda sound like him. So it's like, ugh.
Nani?
Before Shiranui had any chance to react, the Furies surrounded him. They formed a ring around him like a pack of beasts around their prey, just as they were about to pounce.
Sasarika!
Oh shit, okay. Sanosuke leapt from our hiding place. With his spear, he cut through the Furies' soulless bodies. You can't stop my army of hentai protags. A number of them cried out in pain as they were sent flying.
てめえは助立ちするぜ、死なぬい。胸くそ悪い話を延々聞かされて、ちょうど腹渡が煮えくり返ってた頃だ。
Excuse me.
バカ野郎！誰も助けてくれなんて言ってねえよ！引っ込んでやがれ！
そうはいかねえさ。男ってのは強い者に敬意を払うのが当たり前だろう。
Oh, I like how his bond with Shiranui has like grown throughout this game.
こんなまがいもの
Like
の
they
強さ
actually
を
respect
馬鹿に
each
取ら
other.
せたんじゃ男が廃るってもんだ。
Sanosuke yelled as he dug his feet into the ground, raising its spear up high. Press F to pay respects. He swung, slicing its sharp point through the crowd. A splash of blood cascaded into the air, followed by a desperate shriek. Sanosuke used all of his strength to rip through their limbs, their throats, their abdomens. Shiranui's eyes widened at the sight, and then began to shine as his spirits rose.
原田、てめえ、人間のくせして生意気なこと言ってくれんじゃねえか。高杉のやつが生きてた頃を思い出すぜ。
It's funny how weak Furies actually are. Yeah, they're usually dying by the dozens, right? Yeah. Shiranui rattled off gunfire at the pack of incoming Furies, finishing them off with a single shot each. Just then... Oh, excuse me. I witnessed something repulsive. One of the unharmed Furies. Oh, dang. The Fury stabbed its sword into the corpse of one of its comrades, gouging the flesh open and feasting on its blood as it splashed all over its face.
なんだよ、こいつら仲間の血をすすってやがる。新選組にいた羅刹の連中にももう少し理性ってもんがあったぜ。
At one point, these had been ordinary men, but now, the Furies stumbled forward like ghosts, eyes glossy, and began to carve at the bodies on the ground. They hacked and carved and drank, faces slack with pure ecstasy. As I gazed in horror, the one responsible for this morbid display called out to me.
そこにいるのだろう。出てきなさい。
He was smiling, oh so warmly. I timidly stepped out of my hiding place. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor! Father, why are you doing this?
日本は外意に狙われている。これはお国のためにしている。
I'm assuming barbarians is referring to the West. A pejorative term referring to foreign countries or foreign visitors. Yup. Damn, dude.
どうだ、素晴らしい生き物たちだろう。彼らさえいれば日の本は安泰だ。そしてこの日の本を守りきれば新政府も我々の一族を存在には扱えまい。
Father's eyes were twinkling with excitement, but there was no possible way this wretched sight unfolding before my eyes could in any way be our country's salvation. Do you? Seriously? No, why does it do that? Do you? Seriously? Believe any of this, Father? They were normal men, weren't they? Seriously? Yeah. All of them had lives ahead of them. Friends, loved ones, people who cared about them. Father let out a merry laugh, as if he were having a friendly conversation over a cup of tea.
そんなものは取るに足らないことだよ。
Damn.
この国をどこにも負けぬ強い国へと生まれ変わらせるためにはね。
Although his face and expression were familiar, every word out of his mouth was repulsive. This was no longer the father I used to know. As his daughter, I had no choice but to correct the wrongs he was committing. Do it! Damn this close-up. I marched towards him, keeping my kodachi hidden among the folds of my clothes. It's weird when they tell us a character made a noise instead of just having the voice actor do it. Yeah, I know, right? Well, I guess in Yukimura's case, I mean, she doesn't really have a voice actress in this game, or in these games. But yeah, like, they could just have the other characters do the grunts and stuff. Like, they'll occasionally do that sometimes, but then other times it's like, Right. Like, why didn't he laugh instead of... Or why didn't he laugh? As opposed to, like, you know, the game just telling us that he's laughing. It's weird. I never thought I'd ever use this kodachi. Wait, I never thought I'd ever use this kodachi. Nor had I ever expected to use it in order to take someone's life. But this was my duty. As I got within arm's reach of Father, I slowly slinked the blade from out of its scabbard. Then, I shut my eyes tightly as I drove the kodachi into his side. Oh, well, that was easy? I felt the blade sink into his flesh, like something soft was coiling around it and sucking it in deeper. I couldn't bear it, so I quickly yanked it out. I opened my eyes. Oh! It was the most distressing sight. I knew beyond the shadow of a doubt that I had stabbed him. Well, okay, now he's laughing. He was unhurt. My kodachi, however, was stained with a thick film of scarlet blood. The side of my father's clothing was torn as well, and yet there was no wound. Oh no. I mean, duh, he's a demon too. I love that. We gotta hear that again. Love to hear it. Father barked out smug laughter.
素晴らしい素晴らしいぞ落ち水の力は傷が治るのが早いどころではない小立ちで刺されても痛みすらない
He continued to laugh maniacally. The madness rolling off of him in waves was the exact same as the furies encircling us. No, Father. I shook as the words escaped me.
てめえ羅刹になりやがったな。
ああそうともこの力さえあれば恐れるものなど何もないのだ
Should have gone for the head, right?
落ち水さえあればこの国を我が手に収めることなどたやすい羅刹は火の元を強くするぞ最後の一兵になっても決して引かず戦い続ける本物の戦士の国にな
Father! Who was this man? I brandished my kodachi, still wet with his blood. Suddenly, I felt Sanosuke's hand on my shoulder. He gestured for me to stand down.
やめとけ。お前には人は殺せねえよ。
But... That tatakai was a weird sound. How do you mean? Wait. Like your my golem impression or something? What? Wait, what line was that? Was it this one?
羅刹は火の元を強くするぞ最後の一兵になっても決して引かず戦い続ける本物の戦士の国にな
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was very throaty. Without another word, he stepped in front of me and pointed his spear in Father's direction. He kept his back facing me as he spoke.
親殺しの罪は俺が背負ってやる。恨み事なら後で何十回でも聞いてやる。だから目を閉じてろ。
But if you close your eyes, it was a clear order. But I refused to look away. We had promised our lives to each other. He was my husband. Your soon-to-be husband. I refused to let the man I loved bear this sin while I stood on the sidelines, pretending to be innocent. Love that laugh.
何をするつもりですその体に銃弾一発でも受ければすぐに戦えなくなる身だというのに
The bald! Oh man, I missed the bald cut in. Father cackled condescendingly at Sanosuke as horns emerged from his forehead, the mark of a true demon. Wait, oh shit, I should have checked the terminology for father. Actually, hold on. Can it... Where's the thing? The encyclopedia. Where's father? Oh shit. Damn, why don't they have this in like fucking alphabetical order? Like, how do they even determine where the entries are? Where is father? Where's father? I wonder if maybe he's at the end. I don't know. It kind of feels like they're like all kind of randomly spaced around. Oh, maybe it's this one. Yeah, he drank the water of life to become a fury and awaken his power as a demon. There we go. I thought the entry would actually be father, but okay. Then he slipped his hand into his pocket. Sanosuke, watch out! Father threw a number of small, sharp blades like the ones used for surgery. Sanosuke spun his spear, deflecting 3 of them. Oh dang.
人間にしてはなかなかの腕ではないか。
We've never seen this sprite before. That's kind of cool actually.
あらま、これならどうかね。
Yeah, Dio wannabe. I was just about to say. Too bad he can't stop time. Damn, a song request. Alright, what we got? Father brandished 4 blades in each hand. He flashed a malicious grin and flung all 8 towards Sanosuke. Sanosuke deflected 5 as he had before, but... Wolverine wannabe, that's true too. Nutmeg by Ghostface Killa. Alright. I see you finished listening to Ghostface Killa's album. Alright, let me go grab my AirPods so I can get familiar with the song. Yeah, like, we're past 2-hour runtime, but I don't want to just, like, leave this fight, you know, hanging. And also, I pretty much slept most of the day anyways, so I should be fine getting rest. What did he do to Meg? Oh my god. Oh shit. Okay. So let me go listen to this song. One of them stabbed into the back of his right hand, which he used to wield a spear. Wow, the last cut a deep wound in his left arm. I don't know, that entry looked so weird without any, like, punctuation there. Oh well. I instinctively covered my eyes. If the scalpel was enough to severely injure his hand, then he wouldn't be able to wield a spear.
これはいい。利き手が使えなくなれば、もう戦いなど続けられまい。
Excuse me.
それにしても、その槍の腕前、このまま死なせてしまうには、ちと惜しい。どうだね、落ち水を飲まないか。お前ならいい兵隊になってくれそうだ。
No, not my husbando. Sanosuke gritted his teeth. He then flashed a proud, confident smile.
まがいものの強さには興味ねえって言っただろう。そんな。
Sanosuke reached for the knife stuck in his right hand. Imagine Shiranui just headshots him. Right? Like, what the fuck is he doing? Why doesn't he help out? He ripped it out, fresh blood spattering through the air.
こんなチャッチいおもちゃが刺さったくらいで槍を握れなくなるなんてことはねえよ。原田佐之助をなめんじゃねえ。
Let's go. This must have been the same expression he wore when, in his youth, he tried to slice open his own stomach. The very picture of boldness, brimming with confidence.
今度はこっちから行かせてもらうからな。
Sanosuke gripped his spear, hands drenched in blood, and lunged forward with all of his might. My father may be a fury now, but he had no experience on the battlefield. He lacked the reflexes to dodge Sanosuke's spear. Yeah, you show him, Sanosuke. The tip of the spear pierced my father's stomach. He pulled it out, and a fountain of blood came with it, but just as quickly as the wound was inflicted, it sealed itself back up again. Aim for the head!
治ったともあっという間に槍で疲れたのに痛みなど全くない。
Father howled with mad laughter as he swung knife after knife.
このクソ
Sanosuke stabbed him again as he approached. I like that laugh, right? But no matter how many times the blade pierced his body, my father never stopped smiling.
どうしたのだね。蚊に刺されたほどの痛みも感じない。
My father was drenched in his own blood, and yet he still charged towards Sanosuke, that awful, insane grin splitting his face. He didn't even look human anymore. Sanosuke was beginning to tire. His swings were no longer as strong and precise as before.
おや、もう限界かね。実に惜しい。もしお前が羅刹だったら、確実に私を仕留めることができていただろうに。人間というのは、実に哀れな存在だな。
Sanosuke's stamina was reaching its limit. Oh no, I needed to save Sanosuke.
それでは、お前のムクロを私が育てた羅刹の血肉へと変えてあげよう。
Father grinned victoriously, pulling from his pocket another set of 8 knives. He spread his arms wide, about to unleash them all. The very next moment,
こいつを待ってたんだ
Sanosuke grinned as he shouted. I nearly shut my eyes out of horror. Father hadn't been quick enough to react, and Sanosuke's spear pierced straight into his heart. Oh yeah, that'll do it too. Me too. Father's eyes were wide. He stood frozen to the spot. The spear had punctured through him completely, the tip emerging out of his back. Blood gushed out in pulses matching the beat of his heart.
羅刹ってのは心臓を貫けば殺せるんだろ
Oh, look at him. He looks so cool. I will also leave it at that because, well, I mean, I finished listening to this song, so I'll leave this screen on and I'll go ahead and cover the song. Let me find the lyrics for Nutmeg. Let's see, Nutmeg. Ghostface Killer. Lyrics. Hearts are vital to Furies. I know, right? They kind of need those to live. Alright. So here is Nutmeg by Ghostface Killer, but a cappella. Hope you enjoy, Chuck. Do 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 do. Yeah. What's up, y'all? What's up? This is Ghostface, right from Staten Island. You know, I don't really mean no harm, but it just happens, you know, when Outstep approach a motherfucker that trying to spit his darts and can't spit. Check it out, though. Yo, scientific, my hand kissed it. Robotic, let's think optimistic. You probably missed it. Watch me dolly dick it, Scotty, Waddy, copper tip me. Big microphone hippie, hip, Poughkeepsie, crispy chicken birds. Well, up the O, spring a loose, stone and Sotamo. Swing the John McEnroe, rap, rock and roll, tie the bowl, gung ho pro, star sky with the gun soul, hit the rum slow, peril kids live, Rapunzel, baton stizzy really high, the vivid laser eye guy, jump in the Harley ride, clocks a freaking lemon pie, about it, Lord forgive me, Miss Sally shouted, Tracy got shot in my face, my house was overcrowded, you fake cats done heard it first, on how shitted I at your turf, halftime, Cuban link, verse yo, check out the rap kingpin, summertime, fine, jewelry dripping, vase in her box, I seen your ear twitching, as soon as I drove off, Cap came to me with 3 sawed-offs, give one to Ray, let's season they broth, lightning rod, fever heaters, knock Nita, Shiva, Fahiva, Diva got rocked from the receiver bleeder, portfolio looking fancy in the pantry, my man got bigger dime, son, your shit is scampy, base that, throw it to your mouth, don't waste that. See Ghost lamping in the throne with King Tut hat straight off. Yeah. Yeah. Just one time. Smack all y'all. Rats. Universal death threats. Yeah. This be the god body. Yeah, no doubt. Judge Wise. Hey yo, spiced out Calvin Coolers, lounging with 7 duelers, the great adventures to Slick, licking with 6 Rugers, rock those big boy Bloodies out of Woodbridge, porridge for the biggest bear, seasoned giraffe ribs, rotisserie roast, hickory cinnamon, scented glaze, perfect the fine chew with a shell, let's smoke, all held in my hands, 50,000 appraisal, 30 nose with the nasal drip, click fapped on the fam, dancing with Blanche and them bitches, victim deuce bitches, kick down the ace of spades, snatch jack riches, ulcerative compulsive liars, flies with my name on it, Dick made the cover now, count how many veins on it, Scooby snack, Jurassic plastic, Gats booby trap, 10 years working for me, you wanna tap shit? Bong bong bong, your bell went wrong wrong wrong, Staple lands where the ambulance don't come, yeah, you see what I mean? You see what I mean, you motherfucking crybabies? Get in line, punk. You should be studying your arts instead of studying me. That's how you lost your first job, punk. Now get in line before you get your little thick ass tossed up. Shit! I studied under Bruce Lee. He was on the 4th, I was on the 3rd. Pass me honey, did split, back mental, come to drift. One whiff of power you gets my divine stiff. Brick rock, late night, hear the tick-tock of my clock. I used to run a... What the fuck? Oh, why did it pause on me? Hold on. Let me go back a bit. One whiff of power you gets my divine stiff. Brick rock, late night, hear the tick-tock of my clock. I used to run up and pick a crab block. Hit a stash, dip back to the lab, make him flip uptown. Boudon, now we're back on your Ave. Incognito, fatal, hep keto blow. Pop a needle, dick a knock knee ho, bust out her fetal. 9-inch long, strong. Bobby popped the bitch thong, spit on her, then I bang on chest like King Kong, merciless Ming. Point the killer bee sting, ring things, right through your head, bing. Snap the wing off of my bats, my battle axe, tongue hacks, tracks. Once the ball drop, I'ma snatch 10 jacks. Pass the crack to a ret, puff a loose leaf cigarette. While your man search the internet for Bob Digitet and stereo. Crazy as Shapiro, multiply myself 10 times, standing next to 0. And snap my fingers like the fawns. And bag me a gold and bronze. Skin girl with the honey blonde. Dip hair, make a flip in his chair. Had the armpit shaved off, perfect with the nair. Stomach flat as a pancake for her. Man 6 used to fuck her when she menstruate, but it made her hyperventilate. Brooklyn, I know Queens, I know Shaolin, I know Bronx, I know Jersey, I know Long Island, I know, break it down. But yeah, that was Nutmeg by Ghostface Killah, but done a cappella. Hope you enjoyed, Chuck. I love that New York representation. I've heard of Ghostface Killah, but I didn't know he was from Staten Island, so that's cool. But oh my god, so like, you know, there's like obviously like there's like N-words like here and I can't say them, but then like okay, just as an example, so he'll say nibbo, right? But then there's also nibbarette. Like, you know, throughout, like, there's, like, I think 2 instances of that throughout the song. And I'm just like, damn, dude. But yeah, I thought that was funny. Spit on her, give her that hawk tour, right? Basically. But yeah, when they say Scooby Snacks, I'm assuming they're talking about the alcoholic drink. Like, Anthony's told me about it before, and I'm like, I kind of want to try that. But I think they use milk in it. But I'd still like to try it. But yeah, that went hard. Alright.
人間より体力がある分、長く苦しむことになるんだろうな。身から出たサビってやつか。
Raising an army of newborn bloodthirsty monsters? Is this Bald Father or Victoria from Twilight? I see no difference. Oh, here, let's look at the full CG with Bald Father, just kind of looking at this shot over there. Very cool. I like that leaf kind of like overlapping for both slides. The man I once loved as a father was choking on his own bright red blood. Watching him claw the empty space around him, unable to die properly, was too pitiful for words. Yeah, the verbal ghost face scriptures were very cool. Huh? From out of the blue, Father called out to me.
お前は親を見殺しにするのか。
You're not my father anymore. Ugh. Watching this heartless monster, whom I'd used to call father rather than pain before me, memories of my childhood came flooding back to me. His kind, inviting demeanor, his patience. Although he had lost his way, nothing could change the fact that he raised me. Please, pass peacefully. Tears began to well behind my eyes, and I said a prayer deep in my heart. Yeah, literally a heartless monster. Never before had I ever felt so much pain from just watching and waiting. Sanosuke suddenly thrusted his spear more deeply into Father's chest. The sound was chilling. Once more, Father coughed up a mouthful of blood. Sanosuke yanked the spear from out of Father's chest, only to immediately drive it back into the same spot with greater intensity.
あんたを殺したのは他の誰でもねえ。この俺だ。てめえの娘に親殺しの罪なんて着せようとしてんじゃねえよ。あんたにはもうこいつの親を名乗る資格なんてねえ。
Sanosuke kept his composure even as a fresh splash of blood landed on his cheek. Once he could confirm that Father was no longer breathing, Sanosuke pulled the spear out of where Father's heart used to beat. Shiranoi's just like, yay! Yeah! It was so decisive and forceful. I belatedly realized that Sanosuke must have confronted similar situations many, many times in the past. My tears overflowed as my knees gave way, and I collapsed to the cold, hard ground. It felt like my soul had been ripped out of my chest. I had no strength left to move. But for real though, like what the fuck is Shiranui doing during all this? Or during all this?
目閉じてろって言ったじゃねえか。どうして言うことを聞かなかった？
Because I felt a knot in my throat, preventing the words from coming out. But I had to say one thing. Shiranui's eating popcorn. Yeah, definitely. Your favorite line is used to fuck her when she menstruate, but it made her hyperventilate. Damn, dude, that's your favorite line? Alright, sure. Because this was something I needed to do. I didn't want to make you bear this sin alone. Sanosuke tenderly wrapped his arms around me. He pulled me into his chest, holding me close.
行動差を切るところなんてお前にだけは見られたくなかったんだけどな。もしかして幻滅したか？
No. No. I might as well have been holding the spear that pierced my father's heart. He simply wielded it in my place, fulfilling the responsibility that was mine to bear. He comforted me, stroking my hair softly until I was finally able to calm down. Excuse me. We stood quietly in each other's embrace. After a while, Shiranui emerged from behind the bushes. Yeah, okay.
こっちも片付いたみてえだな。
おう、とりあえずこれで新政府軍の羅刹隊は全滅か。
そういうことになるな。
Shiranui answered curtly, and I watched his brow furrow as he scanned our surroundings.
悪いな。長州の連中が迷惑かけちまって。あいつらただ焦ってるだけなんだ。
Chuck likes parting the Red Sea. Likes the strawberry cream pies, apparently. Another one is spiced out Calvin coolers, lounging with 7 duelers, the great adventures of Slick licking with 6 rulers. Yeah, that was pretty smooth.
コードが言ってた通り、まだこれから戦わなきゃならねえ相手が5万といた。
As in reference to Slick Rick the ruler. As if I know who that is, but sure. That's cool.
本って国が好きだからどうしてもなくしちまいたくねえから無茶をしてでも強くしたがる。
Yes, I understand. I remembered how Shiranui had looked when he was reminiscing about his old friend. Thinking back upon his expression and the words he had spoken, I couldn't find it in myself to criticize him. Shiranui, I remember you telling us before that you didn't believe there was such a thing as a soul. I don't agree with you. I mean, your friend's master and Takasugi, who died from illness, everything they believed in, I know it's made its way to you. I don't know if a soul is the right word, but at least that's how I think about it. I turned myself into a ruler, Morty! I'm Slickle Rick! Man. I remembered Shiranui seething with rage as father mocked Takasugi's death. And this time too, hearing of my father's plan, he'd done everything he could, even risking his life to protect the people of Edo. It felt almost as if Shiranui had inherited Takasugi's soul. Maybe what we called a soul was invisible to the human eye. Maybe it was nothing but a delusion that humans, so weak and fragile and quick to die from injury or illness, had no choice but to believe in. But knowing that after we die, there is a part of us that lives on in someone else, that was such a warm, comforting thought. Man, listen to this triumphant music.
お前はその人間の男と添い遂げるつもりなのか。
Yes.
人間なんてすぐに死んじまうぜ。病で、怪我の悪化で。
Imagine if souls were visible to the human eye. That would be trippy. That would be pretty interesting to see, huh?
鬼とは比べ物にならねえぐらいちっぽけで弱っちくて取るに足らねえどうしようもねえ生き物だ。
What? I prepared myself to refute Shiranui's claim, but
そうだろうな。人間ってのはあっけねえぐらい簡単にあの世に行っちまう。かけがえのねえ命なんてこの世にはきっとねえ。俺が今日で刺し殺してきた連中もそうだし、もちろん俺自身もそうだ。取るに足らねえ。いつ亡くなってもいい命でしかねえよ。
I knew that Sanosuke was speaking of a hypothetical situation, but I wished he wouldn't talk about his own death so casually. Sanosuke! I reprimanded him, but Sanosuke simply sent a gaze full of kindness onto Shiranui.
ただちっぽけで弱っちくてすぐ死んじまうようなどうでもいい命だからこそ与えられた時間を命を燃やして精一杯生きるんだと思うぜ。
Gay! Yeah, right?
意味がねえなりに意味を見出すためにな。
Shiranui looked perplexed. This seemed to be a way of thinking he'd never considered before. After a moment, the corners of his lips twitched upwards into something resembling a smile.
そういうことを抜かすから俺は人間が嫌いなんだ。てめえは勝手に燃え尽きてりゃいいかもしれねえが残された者の気持ちってもんも少しは考えやがる。
I wasn't sure if I was just imagining things, but Shiranui might have been lonely. His dear friend had passed away and left him all alone. He knew they would never meet again. But accepting the truth was another thing entirely. I suddenly felt like I understood Shiranui a little bit better. Shiranui spun around and began to head off. Oh, Shiranui! Where are you going now?
とりあえず長州に戻る。考えてみりゃまだあいつの墓参りもしてなかったからな。
Ah, you're going to Choshu.
ただ今後一切人間どもに関わるつもりはねえ。気に入った仲間を亡くしちまう気持ちなんてもう二度と味わいたくねえからな。
But what's going to become of this country? You and my father both said that we'll have to fight foreign countries to keep our independence.
そりゃな。新しい日本を作った後、やらなきゃならないことはたくさんあるはずだ。だけど、そう悪いことにはならねえと思うぜ。
Why is that?
長州の連中がお師匠さんの大和魂とやらを受け継いでるんなら、なんとかできねえはずねえじゃねえか。
I suddenly felt like I understood Shiranui a bit better. Insert dramatic music here. I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast formed a new bond. Yeah, right. Look at us. Getting those social links.
どう転がってもそう悪いことにはならねえよ。ま、俺は魂なんてもん信じちゃいねえけどな。
Leaving us with a sardonic remark, Shiranui vanished. This time for good.
そんじゃ俺たちは俺たちの未来を作っていくことにしようぜ。
Toronto trip is coming up soon. Oh yeah! How exciting! When are you going?
特にお前は今まで辛い思いばっかりしてきたんだ。これから先は楽しいことだけ考えるようにしようぜ。な。
Sanosuke gently wound his hands around my shoulders. These were the hands of the one who supported me, and the hands of the one who would make me happier than I had ever been in my life. Now you're wondering what arcana the characters are. Yeah, Well, of course, we'd have to go with Yukimura being the fool, because, you know, she's our main character. But yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. You're flying on December 11th. Okay. Oh. So wait, you're gonna be, so you're gonna be there during your birthday, huh? Okay. My mom mentioned something about your mom mentioning going to that Hikari Farms again to look at the lights. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Nagakura Chariot? Yeah, I think that checks out. I held the hand of the man I loved and softly closed my eyes. There it is, the ending! Well, there we go! So, okay. I think it's interesting. There he is, Sanosuke. But yeah, no, I didn't expect a fucking sex scene. We didn't even get a sex scene with Okita. So, like, I don't know, like, who else gets sex scenes too? But, yeah, I did like this route. I thought that was really cool that we got to see Ibuki. And again, seeing Sanosuke and Shiranui's relationship go from, enemies to, kind of rivals-ish. And then they kind of like go to that mutual respect for each other, even though they don't really see eye to eye. Sannan sex scene. Damn. Yeah, shit, man. I don't know. Maybe. I guess we'll see. God, yeah, but just knowing that fucking Haruda gets a sex scene, I feel robbed. I feel robbed that there was nothing with Soji. What the fuck? It's not there. But whatever. Yeah, no, this was cool. I enjoyed this route. I don't know. I was gonna say it kind of felt longer than Soji's route, but I mean, we did technically finish his Edo Blossoms content in 2 streams as well. So yeah, I don't know, like, the Edo Blossoms parts do seem pretty, I don't know, the content seems, like, shorter. Mostly probably because, like, you know, for the Edo Blossoms part, it's like, you choose which route. But I don't know if that was a part that was implemented for the Steam import of, like, these 2 games separated, as opposed to, like, you know, the original PS2 game. I don't know how long the original was. But of course, before I actually end the stream, it's okay. I got plenty of rest, so we have to see the final chapter. Our epilogue. Your trip is December 11th to 15th. What? You're only there that's really short. What are you guys even doing there? Soon after, Sanosuke and I crossed the ocean together in search of our new home. A place untouched by the war between the shogunate and the Imperials, where we could live in peace. Where all there was to see was the endless sky and the distant horizon. Here, we made our dream come true. I lived in peace with the man I loved, here under a foreign sky. I had never imagined that it would ever come true like this. Of course, none of this would have been possible by myself. All these thoughts slowly mingled within me as I gazed up at the sky. From behind me, I heard a baby crying. Oh shit! Oh!
おい、なんとかしてくれ。こいつ何やっても泣き止まねえんだ。
Damn, so I wonder if she got preggers like on that first night then. Oh yes! Be right there! I rushed to where I heard the voice coming from. Oh, look at their baby! Oh, hold on. The CG's gotta be bigger than that. They're gonna zoom out. There stood Sanosuke, gingerly holding our wailing son in his arms, looking utterly at loss. Aw, he's so confused.
俺の何が気に食わねえんだ。
Aw. Yukimura looks good with the low ponytail. Oh, how cute. They really did start a family.
お前がいなくなった途端、火がついたみてえに泣きわめきやがる。
You're too rough with him, Sanosuke. Babies are delicate. You need to be gentle when you hold them.
そうは言っても、男たる者、こんなことでビービー泣いてたんじゃ。
Oh, there you go again. You're just going to make him cry. Family, 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 family.
なんだと？
There, there. Don't cry. Be a good boy, okay? I walked over to Sanosuke and stroked our son's face tenderly. After a moment, his crying began to calm.
せっかく男に生まれたんだから、一門の武士に育ててやりてえと思ってるんだが、今からこの調子じゃ先が思いやられるぜ。
He's gonna be weak. Why are you placing expectations on a child that hasn't even grown his first tooth yet? Besides, there are no more samurai in Japan. At the end of the war, the Imperial Army claimed their victory and instituted a new age, the Meiji era. Why isn't our 6-month-old a warrior yet, right? So you're mostly gonna be in Toronto for the trip. But yeah, definitely make the most of it. Yeah. Right? Well, yeah, I hope you guys have fun and have a safe trip there. But we still have a ways till that happens anyways, so. Samurai, farmers, and townspeople were all formally given equal class status. The age of swords had come to an end.
確かに、日の本じゃ侍はいらねえもんになっちゃう。
Oh, there we go. There we go. He has a more gentle face now. There, that gives a better picture. Oh, wholesome.
まだ侍ってもんを必要としてる場所はあるはずだぜ。広い世界にはな。
You might have a point. I stared intently at our son as he rested in Sanosuke's arms. I was so glad that he was born male. As my child, he had the same demon blood as I did. Had I given birth to a daughter, she might have been pursued by other demons, just like I was. Sanosuke furrowed his brow, perhaps noticing the shift in my mood as I stared at our son.
平気だよ。お前のことも、この子のことも、この俺がきっと守ってみせる。たとえこの先、何があろうともな。
I looked up into the eyes of the man I treasured and answered with a smile. I know. I believe you. Someday, our son would become a man. He would meet someone precious to him, and maybe even have a child of his own. Eventually, my demon blood would grow weak and become nothing more than a remnant of a time gone by. And as long as we lived, Sanosuke would keep all of us safe from any harm. There was nothing more for me to fear. I could live my life with him. I looked up at the sky, stretching on into infinity. Yes, we were all finally at peace. Aww. Happy ending! Yay! Look at them. Oh, well, I like that ending. I'm glad that they both got their wish to marry and start a family. A new life. A new, peaceful, quiet life. The half-demon shit is a classic hero archetype, right? That makes you wonder, what would a game starring their son be like? I'd like that. Our baby's name, Donute. Donute, please! Please! But yeah, alright. I liked that. I liked Harada's route. Yeah, very interesting to see what it's like, you know, from, you know, someone who doesn't choose to take the water of life. He chose to be human all the way to the end, and I like that. So the next time I play this game, the next time I play this game, we're gonna play, we're gonna do Yamazaki's route, because I'm just wondering. I don't know. I feel like he's an underdog. He do be kind of cute though. I kind of like, yeah. I'm curious. I'm curious to see what it's like from him, like as one of the guys who weren't part of the initial group that you could originally romance from the original games. So yeah, I'll look forward to that. In the meantime, happy Thanksgiving to those of you guys who are celebrating it. So, because Thanksgiving, you know, you eat a turkey, right? You go into food coma. So I don't know. I'm not sure if I will be streaming later today, but we'll see. We'll see, like, you know, how awake I am. Did my Instagram post still not fucking... Oh my god, it still didn't fucking post. I thought it posted by now. God, that's annoying. But anyways, whatever I'm streaming next, or I mean, whenever the next time I'm streaming is, I'm gonna be streaming Resident Evil 1. Right? Yeah. Yeah, Resident Evil is gonna be next, so look forward to that. Whenever it is. But yeah, I'll take my leave. Wish me luck for later today, because it's funny. I'm gonna have, like, there's gonna be, like, one of the night shift workers working on my shift instead. Probably so he can celebrate Thanksgiving dinner with his family. I think, like, I was, like, looking at my schedule, like, cause, like, fucking Bodhi and Dick are both gonna have the day off, and then they're showing up the next day, and I'm like, damn, dude, y'all really leaving me for Thanksgiving? But, it looks like someone from the day shift, like the other therapist, is gonna join me, at 2 tomorrow. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, GG's, that boss fight was super easy. Not a problem at all. Yeah. But yeah. Man, well, I am looking forward to all the free food that I'm gonna get. Like, Kyler brought in Panda Express, like, tonight, so there should be some left over for me to have for breakfast. And then one of our guards, like, his mom usually, like, cooks food that you could buy, like, usually, like, chicken or ribs or maybe catfish was a recent one. But, he's gonna bring in free food, all Thanksgiving stuff, so I'm assuming turkey, stuffing, cranberry, maybe? I don't know. It was just saying basic Thanksgiving dishes, so I'm like, okay, cool. But that's gonna be free too, as a thanks for, you know, all of the customers buying. Yes, I will have a good Thanksgiving. I hope that you guys also have a good Thanksgiving too, like any of you who celebrate it. But yes, I will say, as part of Thanksgiving, I am thankful. Like, you guys are part of the, like, some of the people that I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for having this channel here, you know. I'm, like, still, I'm always, like, here, I'm gonna click on the gallery so it doesn't keep looping. But it always, it never ceases to amaze me how far this channel's come. Hell, like I think I just reached 340 followers by now. So we're getting close to that 350 mark. So, woo, yay. But yeah, no, just I never thought that streaming would be a thing that I'd end up doing. Like if you asked me if I'd do this like, 5 years ago, I'd say hell no. But here we are. And yeah, no, I'm glad that I can come to this, for fun. And then like, I actually have an audience that wants to watch these things, whether it's on, on Twitch or YouTube. And I've made some good friends from here too. But yeah. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. That might just be what I need to bust. That might just be what I need to bust. Cause I'm busting. I'm busting. But yeah, for real. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your night or day, wherever you may be. And if you do celebrate Thanksgiving, I hope you have a lovely one. We'll see if I'm here later today or not. But I mean, I'll still be back, of course, with Resident Evil 1 the next time. So yeah, matanene, my dudes. I hope you have a lovely rest of your night or day, wherever you may be. And I'll catch you guys later. Take care, stay safe out there, and peace out.